Fantastic.
Welcome, beautiful humans. Thank you for being here. My name is Jess DeBose, and this is the Love Travelers Roundtable, episode 4. And we have Miss Kerr, Brandon, and Kai back with us from the first one. Yay! And for a very special Valentine's Day episode. Yes. So happy Valentine's Day to you if you were.
Happy Valentine's Day, everybody.
Happy Valentine's.
Yay! So if you don't know, the Love Travelers Roundtable is a discussion about all things relationships. Breakup, sex, divorce, dating, not dating, whatever the fuck we are going to talk about today. So I want to open up and start by asking the question, what are your thoughts on Valentine's Day? Do you celebrate it? Do you not? What do you think?
Personally, it's not really a thing. I think it's just another day. I prefer to celebrate love 365 days of the year. So I call it the day before discounted chocolate.
The way that I feel about Valentine's Day is the same way I feel about any holiday that celebrates something specific that should be like a yearly occurrence, right? Like same thing with like Black History Month, right? Or Thanksgiving, like where that's the kind of things that the morals and the ideology behind them should be practiced year round. I'm happy that we're acknowledging it on this day, but on February 15th, the love that you have for somebody shouldn't just automatically disappear. Like it's like, no, February 15th is still February 14th. You could still, get your man or you get your girl some chocolates, get them, a bouquet of flowers, all that kind of stuff. You can still do that if it's like a random Tuesday in April,
I concur.
Yeah, commercial consumerism, manipulation. Don't fuck with it.
Oh, fantastic.
I think Brandon's in a mood today too.
Right? Everybody's just a little spicy.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. I have mixed feelings because like the idea of celebrating is really fun to me. And so having a day to do that is really fun, but it doesn't have to be Valentine's Day. So for instance, Brandon and I created our own holiday. So we have a holiday called Surprise Day that's on January 11th.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. And like the other day, I just created a holiday at home and I was like, Happy Roommate Day. And I had gotten my roommate some stuff because I wanted to. So I kind of like the idea of like creating my own holidays with a partner or whoever I'm with. Maybe that would be really cool instead of like, and then because otherwise when you celebrate like actual Valentine's Day, then you're like subjected to the prices of flowers, which go up like 80% and all this other shit. So
yeah, I think it's all about the person that you're with, right? Because like there's been numerous people that I've been with that like they know that I don't really care much about Valentine's Day, but it means a lot to them, right? And I respect that. Like for the people that Valentine's Day does mean a lot to them, like I'll treat it as such, and because I know it's something that they personally like
subscribe to. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I will support that. Like I can't pick and choose what I'm going to support and what I'm not going to support, like because it doesn't really affect me at the end of the day. Like it's not like I'm supporting something that's going to like ruin the world or hurt somebody. It's like no, my girlfriend likes when she gets flowers on Valentine's Day. Okay, that's not a big deal. I can get you flowers on Valentine's Day and tell you I love you. Like that's okay. I can do that.
For real. Do you guys subscribe to Steak and Blowjob Day?
I'm sorry, pause.
Wait, what is this? What?
Hold on. Huh? You have really never heard of Steak and Blowjob Day?
You mean Tuesday?
Is this a Canada thing?
Right? No. Okay, so personally, I call it Steak and Sex Day because alliteration, it sounds better. But March 14th is Steak and Blowjob Day. It's the equivalent of like a guy's Valentine's Day.
Well, in Ohio, we have Sweetest Day, which is the same thing.
You have what day?
Sweetest Day. It's an Ohio holiday.
That's only Ohio?
Yeah.
Well, it's an Ohio special.
Yeah.
What? You guys are just making up holidays now. What is this?
It's been around. We celebrate in schools. Like it's been around for.
You celebrate? Yeah. Wait, you celebrate in
what?
school?
What?
See,
Hold
it's
on.
Sweetest Day. Just like we celebrate Valentine's Day, where men will go give flowers, people will be walking around selling flowers.
Okay.
You mean like
I
Sadie
thought-
Hawkins?
Huh?
Is it you mean like Sadie Hawkins? Like, you know, the Sadie
That's
Hawkins
different.
dances?
Nah.
I
It's just
thought-
like
He's like, nah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about steak and blowjobs day, and then you're like,
Oh,
well, we celebrate
yeah,
that
I
in
do
school.
want some
I thought
more
that's what you were talking
information.
about. I was like, what?
Yeah. So when did it come about? What's the history of this steak and blowjob? Why?
I mean, I can ask Google quickly if you want me to, but I just know it's March 14th and it's a great day.
Wait, so is that like that's not a Canadian holiday? Like that's in America?
Not
That's
to my
around
knowledge. It's just
March
a holiday
14th?
holiday.
March
March
14th.
on
Okay.
steak
Hey, I'm
and
okay.
blowjob day.
I mean, completely unrelated, but I'm just curious. What are you guys doing on March 14th this year?
Hopefully having some steak.
I'll be in the house and in the house board, lockdown, you know, the way that be.
Man, that's
Um,
crazy. Like, so you know how women like ask, like, can somebody be my Valentine? Like, can we just ask,
Right.
like, I want to buy me a steak and give me a blowjob? Like, is that like an okay day to ask for it?
I don't really think that there's any rules, to be honest with you.
Okay, that's all I needed to know.
Yeah, do your thing. Tosh says because it's 1 month after Valentine's Day, which is geared towards women. True. Hey, Tosh.
So it's like Mother's Day and Father's Day. We have Valentine's Day and Steak and Blowjob Day.
Yes,
Okay.
exactly.
Yeah.
The more you know.
See, I don't know. I feel like I might be against that now, though, because
Ooh.
if they make blowjobs like a national holiday, somebody would try to not give me one until that holiday comes up.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, you only
I might
ask
be-
for it because it's National Steak and Blowjob Day.
No, right?
Yeah, I might be against this. I don't know. I'm gonna have to do some market research on this one.
I'm dead. Oh, goodness. You guys are awesome.
That's how you start off a podcast.
Hey, you know, welcome to the Love Travelers Roundtable. Today we're talking about Steak and Blowjob Day. Hey, Miles.
So Kerr's in lockdown. I know Brandon's not. I'm sort of. We're starting to open up in Oregon. How about you, Kai?
Nice.
Yeah, I mean we're like Philly just opened indoor dining like a week or so ago. So and my office is, you know, kind of reopening too. Like I'm in there 3 days a week, 3 out of the 5 days of the week. I'm in the office. So I hesitate to say that it's returning to normal. But it's like returning to a new normal of sorts, you know. So like we're still pretty much like locked down, but you know, some places are just like, oh, screw it, let's just get together. You're vaccinated, I'm vaccinated, let's hang out. Like it's just like, but people just need to be safe regardless. That's what they need to do. Just be safe. This thing is not over yet.
Exactly.
It's not
Yeah.
over yet.
So I asked that to segue into how's dating going for all of you?
I mean, apps, texting, it's not really going anywhere.
Has anyone been on a date recently? Even a
Yes.
virtual one?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am in a relationship.
Woo woo!
Yay, Kai! Wait, hold up. Mister, I just want to be single right now, focus on my business.
Yeah.
What? Come on, updates. How's it going?
Very good. Actually, the reason that I walked away for a second at the beginning of this was because I was actually saying goodbye to her. But yeah, things are going well, very well. Yeah.
Yay! How long?
Cheers to that.
What's up?
How long have you been seeing one another?
Officially, like I guess a month now. Like officially, I guess less. I guess a little less than a month. But yeah, I mean, we haven't really said anything to the world, to the masses, yet. But
Until now.
until
Cats
now.
out the bag.
Yeah. So yeah, we met via Hinge.
That's my favorite one.
I like
Same.
Hinge a lot. Yeah. And then we went on a coffee date to keep it nice and simple. And now we're celebrating Steak and Blowjob Day.
Yes.
I'm kidding.
All the things.
I just heard
No,
about.
you better.
You probably
You
should get
better.
some contactors.
Mark it in the calendar. Hold on. We need to address the shaking of the head with
Yes.
Brandon.
Hinge.
Oh, because like I don't know how to say it without like.
Just say it.
Anyway, okay. Well, I've used Hinge and it's like hit or miss, right? Like it's. I found a couple people that's like, oh, kind of attractive. Okay. Then I found some people that's like, why are you sending me these people? Let's move along.
True.
Like it's and it's like a day of just that, and it's like, wow, okay, my options are slim, but yeah.
Options are slim.
It's a filtration process though, right? Like the more you use it, the more it learns what your preferences are.
See, and that's the thing, and that's what I would think though. But like all the good people come at first in the beginning.
I don't think that's how that works, actually.
Like the last like 3, 4, 5 days has been. I think I'm about to delete this app. I'm done.
What's your distance perimeter set at?
Like 50 miles.
50?
I mean, maybe expand.
I think that's where it naturally goes there, right? So it goes like up to Detroit.
Mine was 15 miles.
Yeah, I skim it to like about 15 to 25 when I do it myself. But I think when you normally do it, it's set at like 50.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, in your defense, I there was a time period that I was the same way. That I'm like this, like and
yeah,
like I don't like the batch that I'm being thrown
at all.
You know,
and
the people that even I connected with, like that I matched with, I was like, oh, no, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. But then all of a sudden, Caitlin comes along, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. To Jess' point, though, I actually did move it because apparently that's I think the only one you can. When I knew I was taking that trip to Chicago, and I actually met somebody like the first day I did that, and we went out when I was there. And she's pretty cool. So we've been talking like every day.
You went on a date recently?
Yeah.
Okay. How was your date?
It was fun. It was last like 6 hours or something, but it was fun.
Wow.
Yeah, we just went out to eat, chill, talk.
Did you get
it was nice.
You get a little something?
Why did you have to leave?
Because it's just between me and him. Nobody's listening. Brandon.
Clearly, right. I'm just sipping my wine.
I'm gonna
have to sip my tea on that one.
Oh, a lady never kisses and tells, right, Brandon?
I'm just a little offended because you told me about your whole ass trip and didn't tell me about your date.
Ooh. Ooh.
Well, had to save something for the table,
Oh, what happened was he's like, that was still in the oven cooking. Now the table is set. Amazing. I love it.
All right. What do you guys think about period sex?
I'm sorry.
You can't.
There was no premise to that.
None at all.
You have to ease into that.
All right. Wait for the pause.
Usually you wouldn't under those circumstances.
How do I ease into that question?
I guess for me.
How childish are we?
It was not what I was expecting.
Right. I didn't see that coming either. Like left uppercut, just out of nowhere.
But right, children, bringing it back in.
Yeah, I don't think I have a problem with it. I've experienced it a few times. I think with only one person though, but I didn't mind it. I didn't mind it at all. It was I don't know how other dudes feel, but I feel like I've experienced like more women have an issue with it than because they feel like dirty, and she felt that way too. Like I had to convince her that like it's actually okay with me. Like I don't care. But yeah, I don't got no problem with it.
That's a no from me. That's absolutely not. I'll wait.
He said hard no. Yeah,
that's an absolute no for me.
Are you like squeamish with blood?
What's up?
Will you pass out or something?
No, but
Yeah,
that's
why?
weird. It's just weird. Like,
What?
oh God, no. It's like when you remember when purple ketchup came out, and like it was the same thing,
Oh, yeah.
but it just like I you can't do it. Like it's like I couldn't put green ketchup on a cheesesteak. Like it's very similar. Like yeah, it's sex, but it's not the same. It's always going to be in the back of my brain that this is like there's stuff that's being coming out that I'm not wanting to come out, and it's going to be all over me. I'm good.
Got it.
I'll wait.
I feel like Kai was the kind of kid that colored inside the lines when he was younger.
Are you not supposed to? Because that's what people do. Psychopaths purposely draw outside of the lines.
I mean, well, call me a psychopath then. I called it art.
Excellent.
I don't have a problem with it if he doesn't have a problem with it. I mean, toss a couple towels down. It is what it is.
No.
Let's go in the shower.
It's really
Make a mess and clean up right after. Come
I
on.
actually don't like that. But Kai, it's not that bad. The only thing
I've done it. It was awful.
I would suggest shaving because it can get messy down there and stuff can kind of stick a little bit. But other than that, it ain't that bad. You just wash it off.
Exactly. Kai's like,
I mean,
no.
I'll wait. I will wait.
Not.
You got guaranteed lubrication. Like that's not,
Blood.
Yes.
Is it not wet?
And I mean, there's if you get into it, doesn't bleed the whole time. Doesn't it stop after like once you get going until you're done, or is that just in water? Something like that.
I think that's just in water.
Asking.
That's what they say.
I know, right? Who am I asking? Not you, Kai. Not you.
That's not me. Listen, if
Okay.
significant other is like, hey, I'm on my period, blah blah. Like, okay, all right, cool. That means we're not having a baby right now. Great. So let's celebrate and
Right.
go. Let's just go wait another week, and then because like don't get me wrong, I love sex, but I also love when you're able to practice that discipline, and then it just makes it even better when the time comes around again. Like when it's like I don't know. Like
That's when steak and blowjobs come into play.
Yeah, right.
Apparently.
Oh.
So like, but what if you're really in the mood?
So
if
here's
you're
the
not about
thing.
period sex, what's
many
the next?
Women are
There's other
so
things.
fucking horny on their periods. Like that's a thing.
Is that a thing?
Yes,
That's
it
a
is
thing.
More horny, like hornier when the
Yes.
on the period is a
Hormones.
thing? Really?
Yes, sir.
It's a thing.
Yes, sir.
Real shit.
Where
Think
are
about it
these
from a
women? Where are these women?
procreation
I feel
point.
like judging from the previous podcast and this one, I feel like I'm just living on a completely different planet than all of you.
Maybe.
Where are all these women
Maybe.
at?
So here's the thing. To Brandon's point, there's a lot of shame around periods. So a lot of women don't even know that's what's happening because they are so ashamed of their bodies and what's actually happening because that's what we're taught from generations and generations. And you think about all that shit. So there's that element of it. But if you are free from that shame, like, and you're more connected to your body, like there can be so much more turned on and like fucking horny, and you're like, oh, I just want to get laid. And I know some men who are willing to go down on their women when they're having periods, and that's fucking cool.
No, that's a no.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, God. Like that's one of my.
love
You don't have to be
so
all
much.
up, like there's
Nope.
like
No,
your vagina and your clit, right? Like
I understand that it is, but I like if we having sex, I can tolerate the smell. It's the smell is different. I can't tolerate it down there the whole time. I just can't. Even if you clean, it's a smell. Like let's call it. Let's be real here. I'm not doing it. No, I will wait. I would do it. What was it? 7 minus 30, 23 days every day. No problem. Them 7 days though, I will wait 2 or 3 days after you're done. I'm no parts.
This is the best. This
what
is
guy?
the best.
Wait, there are guys that go down on a woman.
Oh yeah.
Yes, Tosh.
What
Mhm.
are they
agree.
vampire? Is their name Blade? Like what is
It's like the next saga of Twilight.
right?
The
This
dark
is
zone.
really awful combination of Twilight and Grey. Like I'm not.
Taryn, hi boo.
Oh man, that's a no. I'll wait.
Woo!
Wow.
Wait, females, have you ever had a male go down on you while you were doing the thing?
No.
Not yet.
Not yet, but it sounds like you're anticipating it.
I want it to.
You want it to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Even if it's like river flowing, like
Well, okay. You want like details? Because we could
I don't
into
know.
this.
No,
I feel like
I'm
I
just
want
saying,
something, like he
squeamish
does,
you
but
are
he doesn't want to
already.
say it.
because
He wants them, but he doesn't want to say it.
I don't know about that.
Well,
I'm proud of my ignorance. That's the thing. I'm incredibly proud of my blissful ignorance here.
Hey, sometimes
Amazing.
sometimes ignorance is bliss, man. Like I can't even imagine. Like I like to munch. Like I'm in there, and I got chin hairs. I can't be having and then I gotta wash it. I can't do it. I can't do it. And I can't do it.
Oh man.
It is. Oh man, it's lunchtime. He's like, I'm hungry. Let's go.
That's how it works, right? That's how it works. You get a little hungry.
Taryn says wear a tampon and he wouldn't even notice.
Right.
Preventative
That's what I
methods.
was
Look,
going to say.
preparation.
I don't wear a tampon. I use a menstrual cup, but same difference. Like,
Right.
Cup?
yes.
A menstrual
Yeah.
cup?
Yes.
What is a menstrual cup?
Oh, Kai.
Kai, seriously?
What is a menstrual cup?
Come on, my
Educating
God.
Kai about
Oh.
women.
So in place of a tampon, it's a little flexible plastic cup that gets inserted, and then it expands and it collects the blood until you empty it, and it's the cup and the disc, right?
Amazing.
What
It's
do you
so
do?
It's better.
Pour it
Safer.
out and then put it in the dishwasher? Like, what do you like? What
Well,
do you?
no, not the dishwasher. Oh, poor Kai. I feel like there's some conversations
soap and
that you need to
water.
have with Caitlin.
Like, I'm gonna write this down because I don't.
Yeah, make some notes. You have more homework.
Apparently,
Did you finish the homework from last episode?
I was just gonna ask that.
this is not a thing that I'm physically capable of doing.
Did you try?
Yes. And guess what? When it came time to like for-pow, guess what I did? I for-powed.
So let's fill in those people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Please.
Last time on episode 1 of the Love Travelers Roundtable, we got onto a conversation about how men are capable of what's the word?
Of
Orgasming without ejaculating. And Kai's mind was blown. So he
because
decided
that's not a thing.
It is.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I am not going to allow women to tell me how my penis works.
Well, clearly we seem to know more than you do right now.
I don't understand. Wait, Brandon, dude, tell me, you apparently have done it. How have you done it? How is this a thing?
You can't wait too long. So like, because you're a novice at it, you have to go at like 70-80%, and that's going to take you over the hump. Once you stop there and let the orgasm come. So you don't keep going until you hit that peak.
It's just sounds like I'm edging. That just sounds like I'm edging.
No. You get to a point, you're going to have you're going to feel like you are. You're going to have an orgasm. It's going to feel great. It's going to feel, you can actually stop there and you will be fine. But you don't have to. You can keep going and do it again. And do it again. And you're just orgasming the whole. Yeah,
do you practice this on like on your own? Do you do this often?
Yes.
Round of applause.
The thing.
I feel like y'all two need to coordinate a coaching session of some sort.
I don't want to know how to do that. Why?
You should.
You just ask Caitlin if she would like it.
I have. We've talked about it.
And she has no interest in.
It's not that she has an interest. She's just never heard of this, and it's not a thing. And she listens to that woman. I can't remember her name. Emily something. She's like that sex expert. And I've listened to her too, and she has not mentioned anything of this either. But Caitlin listens to her religiously, and she has not ever mentioned anything like that.
So, okay, do you
Multiple
want?
sex coaches talk about it.
Yeah. So this is a good reason why, Kai, though. Like
Sex with Emily.
our semen is a huge source of our energy. So when we ejaculate, especially constantly, especially if we like to have sex, and we are constantly ejaculating, we're constantly depleting our energy sources in different ways. So we use that method to limit how much we actually ejaculate, because you can orgasm and not lose your energy from the ejaculation.
Great explanation.
But why though? That's the thing, because like, and this is the but no, like, hear me out, because I'll get serious on this for a second, because I had a conversation with Caitlin about this, right? And we both asked, but why? Because it's not like women. It's not often that women will get will orgasm from penetration, right? Mm-hmm. So what's the point of us, like, because I can give me like 5 minutes and I'll reset and I'll be fine, right? So like, I don't understand why for me doing that is important when all I need is like a 5-minute reset. Number one. Number two, like it's like not a problem. It's not like that's going to get that person off. Like, at least in my case, it's not going to get that person off. So why would I practice doing that?
Because I feel like you just like heard what I said and then said fuck all that.
So
because everything I said had nothing to do with the woman.
It's right, but we're talking about energy. But I know we were talking about energy. But here's the thing. But like, what energy? What am I going to, like? You're saying that
you're depleting your own energy through your semen, through ejaculating your semen. That's right. An energy source for men.
But that's okay though, right? Because like, it's not like we're trying to go like 24 hours straight. It's not a marathon.
It's not about just sex though.
Yeah, it's not the energy for sex. It's the energy in life. You're losing your life source by ejaculating semen.
But so what's the difference between that and like going to work out? Like when you get an energy from working out. Like, so like we're draining energy in that way.
Yeah, exactly. It's a different source of energy. It's a different type of energy. It's almost like you can equate it more to food energy, right? We take in food to give us that energy, to give us life. Our semen is the same way. It's like we're dispelling that same type of energy that we just ingested to give us life. We're taking life out of our body.
And I hear you. I do get what you're saying, but I guess from my standpoint, it's like, but like, once again, why? Because like, I don't have an energy problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not waking up and being like, oh God, I don't want to wake up. Or it's like in the middle of the day, I'm not like, oh man, I need more energy. Like I don't have an energy problem. I will one day in the future when I get older, sure, I guess. But like, I don't have an energy problem now. So like, what is if I continue going about sex like with ejaculation and I feel fine, what's the difference?
Taryn is face bombing. Why do you have to have a problem in order to prepare yourself for the optimal circumstances?
What?
Why does there have to be a problem in order for you to prepare or want to prepare yourself for optimal circumstances? Like, why do you have to have an energy problem in order to want to just put yourself in a position where you just have more and better energy, period?
No, I mean, and that's a fair question, but like, I mean, also on the other end, like I don't see that's what I'm saying. I don't see the point. Like, it's not a problem, but it's also not a not problem. It's just like I just don't need it. It's just not something that I need to focus on. Right? Does that, like, I'm not trying to like be like an asshole here. Like, I'm really not, because I do hear what you're saying. I just don't personally, for me, see the point.
So
that's fair.
When you hear the word energy, what are you hearing? What kind of energy are you thinking?
I mean, from what it sounds like, you equated it to food energy, which gives us the like physical energy to like get up and move around and do whatever we have to do throughout the course of the day. Is that not the type of energy that we're talking about here? So what kind of energy are we talking about here?
It's not just physical. It's like the spiritual and everything, your whole person kind of energy. So it's not just related to physical energy. Yeah, you don't have any physical energy problem, but what about spiritual, mental, emotional, all of that wrapped into one thing is energy.
Which I totally, like, once again, I totally get that. I understand that aspect, and I understand everything that everybody's saying. And I get why people would want to do that, which is perfectly fine. Totally understandable.
And you don't have to do it.
Right. And that's my thing. Like
Yeah.
people think I'm crazy for not wanting to do that. I feel like people are like, but you're missing out on, and you're doing this wrong, and you're not good at the sex because you don't do this. Like, no, I just don't want to focus on that. I feel like it's like, if I like, for me personally, if we're talking about mentally, I like it when I have sex and I ejaculate. I like it. I like that feeling.
And that's fair.
No, that's fair. I've talked to
Yeah.
other men who have the exact same sentiment. Like, I just don't care. I'm gonna bust my shit, and I'm like, I don't. So
That is busting your ass, Kai.
What's that? What happened?
Yeah.
She's just going
Oh,
on.
I know. I'm ignoring it. I have it right. I'm ignoring it because I know she's talking shit.
She's not talking shit, but like, she has some point. She's gonna send you a link.
I've read about it though. That's the thing. Ever since our previous thing, I have. It's not like I'm coming into this, as a person that doesn't know, like, because I legit was curious. I'm like, maybe I am crazy, and like, I get it, and I've read about it. It's just like, what's the point? I think
it's something like, I mean, Jawad had mentioned, it's a practice thing. It's something you have to practice. It's not just something like you do once and like, ooh, now I've got that good energy and Energizer Bunny, whatever. Miriam Brewer said you're giving your chi away. So I think it's something that there's but levels to,
but that's not the only way though. Like, when you practice,
for sure.
Chi, like, I mean,
for sure,
I do breathing exercises, like, and I meditate. That's a way. Like, I don't see how me not doing this like affects my overall well-being, because there's so many different ways that you can center yourself emotionally and mentally and all of that, and this is just not one of my ways. So like, I'm just not going to do it.
Yes and no, but they all have their different realms of centering you. They have their different ways and different methods, but they're not all the same.
Am I crazy? Don't tell me if I'm crazy. If I'm being
you're not crazy.
Like,
it's ignorant.
If I'm being completely ignorant and like obnoxious right now, tell me.
Yes, you're ignorant. You're not crazy. So you just, because you don't understand the impact that it has, you can't conceptualize it fully. That's all.
So
that's all it is.
Basically, it's something
it's like white privilege.
Would be worth. I'm done. What's the next question, Jess?
Right.
Kai, it's basically something that if you would put the effort into practicing, you might discover the benefits of it.
I understand that. That's fair.
But if you don't care to put the efforts in, then it's whatever. You can direct your energy to other places.
I understand. Yes. This is slowly turning into, what can Kai learn today?
I mean, that's what it was last time too.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Part 2.
And both were equally amazing. So we're having a great time. Thanks for coming out.
What questions do you guys have?
I had one earlier, but I just feel like oh my Lord.
Oh, there was one thing. I put something out recently about first dates and things like that, and I'm curious what your thoughts are on this, because what are your thoughts on having sex on the first date? It happens. Like, what are your thoughts? Do you think that is good for a relationship or negative for a relationship? What are your thoughts?
To each their own.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, if you're at the point where you're having sex with someone, that's a choice that you made. And as adults, I believe that we have to understand all repercussions that come along with the decisions that we make. We have to just be okay with what happens afterwards. And if you're not, that's a personal problem that you need to explore further. But I don't think that we should judge people for having sex on the first date, because having sex on the first date could be, the catalyst to something great for those people.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
I do agree. I want to touch on something you said, that like having the understanding that you got to live with the consequences of your actions, right? So I don't particularly think I have a problem with having sex on the first date, depending on how I felt about them going into it, right? If it was a situation where, which is going to my point, if it was a situation where, like, you know, she cool, it's whatever, but she offering, I'm gonna take it, then we might not talk again. Like, so, you know, so even in those situations though, if a woman is offering, because y'all have the keys to the body, right? Y'all got the keys to sex. So if you're offering,
you hear that, fellas? Fellas watching right now, do you hear that? Take notes, fellas. Say it louder for the men.
Like, 7 times out of 10, like a lot of men is going to take it, right? Even if they know they're not going to keep talking to you because they already made their mind up. Right. But you have to live with that decision by doing that, right? Like if you're going to do that, then do it with some kind of pride, I guess. Like, yeah, be safe.
Yeah.
And if he don't talk to you again, you got what you wanted out of it, right? Like you still got the pain. So
right. I think communication is like a huge part of that process as well. I mean, if the intention is just to, you know, hit it and quit it, well, let's make sure that both parties are aware of that. And ghosting is not a nice thing. It's not nice to just, you know, smash on the first date and then, oh, how come you're not texting me back? Crickets. Wow.
No, I agree. I agree. And I was thinking of just all of the ghosting stories that I've heard and over the past year.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just speaking from a general perspective. I'm typically not, well, I don't say typically, I'm not really a ghoster, but I'll eventually cut off the line of communication. But I agree, communication is very key. And I think even on the woman's perspective, like, I guess there's ways to have that line of communication open and say that's what you want without blatantly saying like, hey, you just a dick tonight, all right? So and a man will usually get it. So I think communication is very essential, even in situations like that, even the first date, like, you know, it ain't going nowhere, but hey, I'm gonna have a little bit more fun before it's over. Sure, why not?
Yeah, I agree. Like, everyone gets to do whatever they want, and with the understanding that just because you had sex doesn't make you a slut, doesn't make you it doesn't make you in a relationship. It doesn't, like, all of these things that we've used to like think about, I don't know, I used to think about, is like, that's not true. So let me have an open mind about it. And if it's actually what I want with no conditions or strings or anything like that, and I made it clear, like, for me too, it's like super important to have, like, if I'm going to have sex on the first date, like, we got to talk about STDs. We got to talk about birth control. We got to talk about all this shit before that even happens. And if we're not having that conversation, then sex ain't going to happen.
Okay, so I'm reading through these comments, and somebody kind of made an interesting point. Like, so Tosh said that it can really save time we're getting to know someone that you don't mesh with sexually. I've always had an issue with this concept, like, because even though I just said what I said, right? Like, being a man, have desires, sometimes it happen. Typically though, if I'm looking for a mate, I'm not looking to have sex on the first date. Like, those two don't equate. Like, if you're just, again, going out, whatever, cool, have some fun, But I don't like that concept, because I've talked to men who has that mentality. It's like, I gotta try to get the draws immediately, so I know if we are capable or have compatibilities on a sexual level. And I feel like that's something that can be worked on. Like, if other things are great, if y'all communication is great, the relationship is great, like, they are a lot of what you actually want in a relationship, like, having sex very early for that purpose or a goal in mind can ruin something that could have been great and it could have been worked on for something that might have been one bad experience. And both parties have it. Both a male have a bad experience and a woman. I always have a problem with that.
I hear you. I think that, but we'd be remiss if we'd say that it's not something that's on our mind from the get-go, right? Like the like this the sexual side of things, because like that's physical attraction, like when we're going through these apps that we were talking about before, that's the first thing we literally judge a book by its cover, by physical attractiveness. And when we're thinking physical attractiveness, we're like, it's not just like, oh, she's nice to look at. Like, it's like she or he is nice to look at, and I would like to have sex with that person, or I would like to do sexual things with that person, right? I personally cannot be in a relationship with somebody that is not good at the sex. I can't do it. I've tried it before. It can't be remedied. Like it's like it can't. It's really I mean, in my experience, once again, I'm clearly ignorant, but I I don't want to have to like do these like lessons sometimes. But with that said, to your point, it's not one of those things that's like I'm going to try to get with that person as soon as possible so I know. But it is something that lingers in the back of my brain. I can't lie, when I say, okay, if I connect with this person on an intellectual basis, great. But like at the end of the day, like to your point, we have desires, and I want to be able to continue to be physically attracted to that person that I'm having sex with, whether they know how to handle themselves in said situations. Like that's something that matters to me. So I kind of get what Tasha's saying, but it doesn't have to be immediate. It's not like first date. Okay, give it to me. Let me see what you got. Like it's not like that.
Now I'm curious to that now, because I understand that a woman can be bad sexually, right, for various reasons. I don't think I've experienced a woman being bad that can't be remedied though. Like I feel like it's only so much a woman can or can't do. I feel like for me, it's more so the you not wanting to have sex, you don't want to learn how to have, like you just not into it. More so than you just being bad. Like being bad can be coachable, can be remedied, can be fixed. But if you just don't want to have, like I want to do some things, you're not into it. I want to do this, you're not, like you just saying no to everything, and you're not giving me the desires I actually want, that's one thing. But being like a novice, having bad experience in the past that you had because the person you was with happened to be bad, so you haven't been able to explore out, and that maybe like just the feel of it just not good in a general sense. I don't really know how to remedy that. Like that might be on y'all. But other than that, I haven't had those bad experiences. I've had any sexual experience with someone that's like just that bad where it's like, yeah, nah. So I can't.
Yeah, and I'll be honest, I don't know how to describe it other than, there were like one person that I was having sexual relations with. I don't know how to describe it. It just wasn't good. I was not enjoying it, like it, and it wasn't a matter of they weren't like down for things, because like they were down for things, but it just wasn't, it didn't feel right at all. Like I was physically attracted to this person, but they just did not know how to handle themselves in bed. And that's not why we ended things. That's not the sole reason, but like it didn't help. It really didn't help at all. And I said to myself, I don't know if I could go the rest of my life having this type of sex. I can't do it. I can't.
I feel you on that. I understand that. I get the other thing to my point though is like what I was saying earlier. Like you can have a bad experience. Either party can have a bad experience, but that might not be the true experience. And that's part of my problem with judging that first time. Like, nah, I think it's gonna be gone. Like, that's not the full scope of what every sexual relation y'all gonna have is gonna be like. And I think that just kind of seems crazy to me to do that, to judge that one experience as a totality of what y'all sexual relationship would be like.
I agree with you. Mm-hmm.
So how many chances at redemption are you guys willing to give?
2.
2 after the first?
2 after the first. So you got 3. You got 3 strikes.
Generous.
Yeah, I get. One of those just might be for me. Like you got to wait till I want to, you know.
Oh,
and the other two
okay.
times, like okay, let me see. I like you enough. Let me see.
Fantastic.
Well, I think I'm more likely to give a second chance with the whole maybe bad sexual experience, depending on the situation. I've had a bad sexual experience that had less to do with the sex and more to do with the essence of the man. But I'm more likely to not give a second chance if you're a bad kisser. Like, I'm done. If you're like so bad at kissing, nah, it's over. No.
It's supposed to be all tongue, right? Like you just lead in with the tongue, and then it's just all tongue, right? Right.
Kai, stop. Kai.
I'm kidding.
I mean, you just set yourself up at this point. Come on, man.
I pride myself on my kissing. I pride myself on it. Like legit. I think that's a very important part of a relationship. Because sometimes that's usually the first like physical like thing that a person can do. And it also like will cement usually whether a person's like really interested in you or not. Especially in COVID times. If a person's gonna kiss you in COVID times, like you might as well just get married now because they're trusting you. Like, like it's a done deal.
Talk about taking chances. Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh,
where do we go from here?
I don't know. We're like,
I asked my question.
I feel like Brandon's sitting on something.
yeah, it looks
I
like
had a
it,
question.
aside from a chair.
I'm trying to reform it again because I did have a question before Kai.
Why are you trying to reformat things? Just
not reform it. Just remember it. Actually, that's the better, more accurate term.
Got you.
Try to remember.
Thanks, Davina. We like you too. Let me just give a shout out to everybody tuning in today.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat.
Drop them in the chat.
Davina is one of my OGs, OG followers on the Vibe with Kai. She's one of my OGs. So shout out to you, Davina. Thank you for watching.
Yay!
I got some of my besties in the group: Tash, Taryn, Jawad.
Hell yeah. While Brandon's remembering his question, why don't we like do formal introductions since we skipped over that again?
I know, right? A whole hour later, we're like, this is who we are. Nice to meet y'all.
Ladies first.
Go ahead, Kerr.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Carrie Ann, aka Miss Kerr, and I am a lover of love and a care of all crafts. I co-own a business called The Hook and Company, which is a music referral hub, and I have a podcast called MK Soul. It stands for Miss Kerr's Series of Unconditional Love, and you can find it at mksoul143.com, and I dropped episode 5 today, so go check it out.
Excellent. Oh, I guess I'm a lady. I get to go next. So I'm Jess DeBose. I am a coach and an author, the founder of the Love Travelers, which is a coaching program, and why this is called the Love Travelers Roundtable. It's the concept is that like the road less traveled, like to go on a conscious road of love means connecting with yourself and understanding your relationship to love, your relationship to self, and your relationship to others so that you can live a conscious, loving, beautiful life. And I'm also switching gears a little bit. I realized recently that education is so important to me. And so everything that I want to do from here on out is going to be in service of helping change the education system. And so I'm going to be starting with 17 to 20-year-olds, helping them figure out what's next. So, you know, college isn't for everyone. And college, I personally believe that colleges are dying, or at least the way that college was prior to COVID is no longer. And so there gets to be a different and better way that we do education and prepare people for life, because college, like high school and college, aren't really doing the job to prepare people for real life. And so I want to do a better job of helping people be like prepared for life. So I'm like a life prep coach for 17 and 20-year-olds who are trying to step into life and figure out what's next for them. And So if that's anything that you're interested in, or if you know a 17 to 20-year-old that needs that kind of assistance, please send them my way. I would love to connect.
Nice. I just turned 21, so I fall out of your range. I'm sorry. So sorry.
It doesn't have to be 17 to 20, but I could take you on, Kai, as a 20.
I was gonna say that explains so much.
I was honestly about to say, like, really, bro? I get it now. Like,
But let the record show, like, I'm not like dumb when it comes. I want the record to show like that I'm not dumb when it comes to the sex. Okay, folks. I may not be as free-wheeling hippie ejaculate without ejaculating as you all, but I can hold it down. Thank you very much.
We believe in you, Kai.
I'm Kai. Hi, I'm Kai. I am a podcaster, and I'm part of. I created a podcast called Kairos Has Friends. I also created a network of good vibes and positive energy called The Vibe with Kai, where I'm always helping people to live good, be good, do good, and live a good life full of good vibes. I've had both Ms. Kerr and Jess on my podcast. Brandon, you have not been on my podcast yet, but I think an invite is now warranted. So I need to have you on my podcast, but yeah, I'm just a normal guy with a microphone and a camera. That's all I am.
I feel you. I'm Brandon. I am a personal trainer who is soon to be moving into the herbal healthcare space. I'm going to be starting my line and starting my business pretty soon. Hopefully by summers. I'm working on some things now, getting some things together. But that's pretty much my niche, is pretty much whole care or whole wellness care. Mind, body, spirit, right? Love to meditate, meditator, love all things spiritual, help to talk about things, guide people, help them get a better understanding of their spiritual space in their real life. Love physical training, work out every day, be able to help people. I like to be able to help people get past that hump to find a joy in working out, and the reason why they should take care of their bodies. And then move into herbal care is helping people kind of heal their bodies, like a lot of things and ailments that people deal with every day, from the minor things of, well, I wouldn't say minor, but the, I guess, small things relatively so, from just basic fatigue and not being able to sleep, all the way to heart disease and diabetes and stuff. Like, your body has the capabilities of dealing with healing itself through all these things and all these ailments, right? And herbs is just a way to help people, your own body move towards that direction and aid it in the process. So my goal is just to continue to help people in that space for a time being, and then eventually I'll be hopefully hoping to partner with Jess on some things, because my real goal is to help children and kids kind of live a better future by teaching them a lot of things that we haven't been taught, right? Whether it's from life skills, from knowing how to do taxes and understanding your credit, all the way to emotional intelligence and know how to deal with relationships, from friendships to spouses. So that's my ultimate goal, is helping children be better people to serve, to be better parents.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Good.
Awesome.
We're awesome people. I just want to say
We are. It's like an amazing group of people.
Yay, us.
Brandon, did you remember your question?
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I was reading these comments, and somebody actually did like post a question.
Oh, did they? I totally
I don't know if y'all seen it. So they said, where if I could find it, said COVID times indeed. There was a prediction that there will be a baby boom due to COVID, but the research is showing that people are being less intimate but also having less sex. Why do y'all think that is?
Interesting. I mean, I could only speculate that it's because of the mental pressures and stresses that people would be experiencing. And like for women, sex is entirely a emotional mental space, predominantly more than men. So the whole "I'm not in the mood" could really be a thing.
Well, I think there's two things happening. One, if you're like by yourself and you're not living with a partner, then it's harder to be intimate, and you might try to be like, some people are trying to be more safe, so they're not being in that space. But then if you are living with your partner, all of a sudden you're 24/7 with this person and there is no like getting away, and so there's a lot of shit that has come to the surface as a result of that, and there are people who probably don't even want to be together and were already feeling that pressure before COVID, and now they're stuck.
Right.
They don't know what to do, and so there's all this, like Kerr was just saying, emotional and mental stuff, and you're all of a sudden learning a new part of somebody that you never, it's not something that you would have ever needed to know. It was not a thing. Like to be
Right.
stuck in the same place with the same person for so long. That's a whole other new element to add to a relationship.
Mhm.
I'm inclined to agree with you that, like, I obviously don't know the studies of why people are doing what they're doing, but that makes sense to me. That people are like, that people are in these relationships, and because COVID has forced them to deal with their relationship head on and all the time, because now they're,
Yes.
especially ones that live with their spouse, now they have no choice but to make a decision about what's really going on, or have a line of communication open about what's really going on. And a lot of people are just not happy in relationships, but they tend to deal with them and stick with them because it's a lot of people treat them like a 9 to 5, right? A lot of people treat relationships like a 9 to 5, especially people who are not happy in a relationship. It's something you go do. I don't really give a fuck about it, but hey, I'm getting some kind of provisions, right? Whether it's attention, whether it's sex, whether it's a cooked meal, like I'm getting something out of it. So I'm inclined to not give too much energy to walk away yet, because I'm going to lose everything that I have right now. But in a situation like that, now you kind of like, there's no walking away from it. So you're seeing this person all the time, and all the things that you had pent up, or all the disagreements, or all the issues that you have with this person are now coming to the surface. And now you got to talk about it, or you got to walk away from it, because you're going to get tired of seeing this person every day. You're going to get tired of talking to this person every day. You're going to get tired of all these different things. And that kind of sucks. It's like, it's like a beautiful thing, right? The struggle is always beautiful when you look on the other side of it. But because now you are able to take things in your own hands and kind of go live your life, right? You break up, which you probably should have did probably 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago. Should have been gone. But now it's forcing you to actually leave and actually blossom into the life that you actually want to have, right? On the other end, it's also very telling about people and the decisions they're making about being in a relationship that they shouldn't be in and don't want to be in. Like, for me, it's like, to me, it just shows you, like, why are you wasting time with people that you don't want to be with?
Yes.
Right? Like, you seeing
one more
all
time for the
these
people in the back. Wait, no, hold on. One more time for the people in the back.
Why are you wasting your time with people that you don't want to be with? You see all these cases of all these people not even just breaking up, but getting divorces because they're spending all their time together and realize they're really not that compatible. Actually take the time out to be with somebody and build the life that you want to build. Other than that, you're wasting your time. You're wasting people's time. You're wasting your energy, because it's not just for yourself. That other person that you're with that you really don't want to be with, and they actually might want to be with you, but now you're wasting their time because you don't want to leave, and they could have been getting their life together with someone else.
Period. Exactly.
Yeah.
Stop wasting your time.
I think it's easier said than done, though, right?
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree with you.
Because, like, I think that sometimes it like, in retrospect, it may be easy to view it that way, like, oh shit, why did I even blah, blah. But in the means, like during it, when you might still love this person, and you still might have hopes for this person, and for the relationship itself, it's easy to be blind to the potential toxicity of it, and oftentimes will take this rub some dirt on it mentality and just say things like, well, every relationship has its issues, this is just yours, so just blah blah blah. And I think that sometimes people are like, what, this is just something that we're just going to get through, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship, blah 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 blah. And so they find themselves finding excuses for staying within this relationship because they're blind to the toxicity of it, because they love the person, they care for the person, they don't want to hurt their feelings, or they're afraid to leave. They're afraid of what life would be like without that person, even though it might be better. We'll find out later. But I think in the moment, I think a lot of people stay with these people because it's like it's easier said than done. I've been guilty of it. There's been a couple of relationships that I've been in that I should have ended that shit like way long before it did, but I stayed with this person because in my brain I was like, we made a commitment to each other. We're going to be better. I care for this person. I believe that this person cares for me, and I'm going to try. Not saying it's healthy. I'm not saying it's even preferred, but I think that's the reason why people stay together sometimes.
Well, and finding that line between staying and like not running away, because you do, like, in order to be a part of a really amazing relationship, there is that, like, you get to go through the conflict, you get to go through the struggle. And so pushing past that, there's an element of that, but then you also have to know where the line is of like, oh, really, I don't like this person. So, but it's a lot, like, you have to be consciously dating and consciously in this space to do that. And you're not just, like Brandon was talking about, treating it like a 9 to 5 is just something to do. You're playing with people's lives. So like, be real with yourself so you could be real with your partner. And so you have to be like, there's a dance there,
Right.
I think part of the problem is the fact that a lot of people don't fully understand their boundaries. And a lot of people equate the depth of their love to the amount of turmoil that they can withstand from the circumstances and from whatever actions they're receiving from the other person. So that breaking point as to, okay, you know what, I've done my best, I can't do any more. Understanding what your best is, I think, is half the battle. If you can at least understand that you're putting 100% of effort to do your very best and to do right by the other person to the best of your capabilities the entire time, like, consistency is a thing. It's key in relationships, right? So if you can consistently put in 100% of your best efforts, then I don't think identifying that breaking point is as difficult as most people think. But again, say again?
Oh, I was about to say 100%.
Oh, I thought you said why. I was like, why what? Yeah, so I don't know. I think a lot of people need to do a little bit more introspection before they even go down the road of understanding the relationship dynamic within another person. Somebody had asked a question. Hold on, let me scroll back in the chat.
I also think
Michelle, hi Mish.
Dating is important too. Like, you don't know what you don't know unless you've dated some other people to get to know different things. And not necessarily, they don't have to be like long-term committed relationships, but just like going on dates with different people to find out what your boundaries are. That's part of the process.
Yeah. Michelle had asked a question. What is compatibility and when does that happen as you continually grow?
I love that question. I love that question. And I think I have the answer to it. Because I've actually thought about this before. To me, compatibility is when you don't have to think about it anymore. When you don't have to think about it anymore. Like think about what you have compatible with this person. Like, it's just not like it's just like, it's not that it's not a factor, but that like it's not a factor. Like you just know, like you don't have to think about it. Like, that even if there's something that person enjoys that you may not enjoy, like I'm just talking like hobbies even, that's okay because you're going to support them and vice versa, right? There's things like it just won't matter. You know, like are on the same page communication wise. You know what pisses that person off. You know what makes them happy. You know what makes them sad. You know why they're in the moods that they're in, and so on and so forth. Where it's not a matter. I feel like compatibility is such a dating term, but people who have been together for a long time, like I think it's honestly just kind of thrown out the window because it's just like it just makes sense, right? Like that's what I mean when I say you don't think about it anymore. It just makes sense. I'm with this person because it's that person. I want to be with this person. It's not a
I get
compatibility
that.
thing. It's just like I want to be with this person thing.
Talon
I
says it's
I
effortless.
yeah, effortless
Yeah.
relationship. I understand. Um, I don't know how many relationships are actually like that. Even the best ones.
Really?
Um, yeah. I only because I think because once it gets to that point, is I believe that people stop changing, and I don't think that's reality. Like people are always changing,
Mm.
people are always developing, people are always finding themselves in different aspects, in different realms, in different arenas, and because of that, you always have to kind of grow, and understanding with that person. And there's many times where people will get split up or get divorced 10, 15 years down the line because of something that changed in that relationship, or that person has changed in that relationship versus something that's been ongoing, right? But my real thing was that when you say compatibility, it's I I understand it from a broad term sense, like just compatible in a relationship, right? But like, what does that actually mean, and what does that break down to? Because you can be compatible on various levels of the relationship, or compatible on various things with the person, but the relationship just don't work, right? So
Absolutely.
it's compatibility is a very interesting term in terms of what do you actually mean, because we can be compatible on a life aspect, right? Like say if what I deem most important in my life is my finances, and my partner feels the same way. We don't have a lot of things in common, but because we're compatible on this, we can build the type of relationship I actually want with my partner, right? And there's another aspect where I don't give a fuck about finances, but I care about how my partner treats me, and vice versa, how I treat my partner. So we, or we are compatible on that, but we're not compatible on actually building wealth together, building a stable life together. But we're compatible on actually caring about each other.
Right.
Is that sustainable? So it kind of depends on what you mean by compatible and what you're actually talking about. Because compatibility in a in its entirety of a relationship, I feel like I don't want to call it a pipe dream, but the concept sounds better than the reality of what actually happens, I believe.
Let me stick a pin in that and give you some perspective. So Google says the definition of compatibility: a state in which two things are able to exist or occur together without problems or conflict, a feeling of sympathy and friendship, like mindedness, and also the ability of one computer piece of software to work with another. So I think, and also it also says basically being in a compatible relationship means that you work together, enjoy each other's company, and have a good time. You are very in sync, but tend to act more like friends or friends with benefits than two people who are actually in love, but you can't have love without compatibility. So, um, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, maybe to each their own, but the ideal picture for like that great relationship is to have compatibility in multiple areas, in a majority of areas, right? Because it's okay to be incompatible in maybe one or two, as long as those incompatible areas are not deal breakers,
Yes,
right?
I
Like, for
I agree.
example, I love pineapple on pizza.
Oh, I can't. Where's the exit button? Where's the exit button?
Pineapple is
So, for
the
example,
worst.
hypothetically speaking, if Kai and I were in a relationship, if the majority of other
Literally.
areas of our dynamic were compatible, we could probably function knowing that we're not compatible with our preference of toppings on pizza.
That's correct. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we would have a fantastic relationship, but there's going to be that one night,
One night.
that I'm gonna be like, yo, babe, can you order some pizza? And you're like, yeah, sure. And I come
No
home
problem. I
and
got it.
there's gonna be pineapple pizza on the table, and I'll be like, we have to have a talk.
Guess who's sleeping on the couch?
Like, we have to have a talk.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that, but I,
I
okay,
completely agree.
I think but we only really talk about compatibility when it doesn't work. I don't think
Ooh.
compatibility, right? To Kai's point of like when you don't have to think about it anymore is like,
Right.
we only talk about it when it doesn't work. We don't talk about it when it does work. And so compatibility isn't really a thing to be talking about except as an excuse as we don't work.
Right.
So one of the things
And that's
that
part of the problem.
crazy. So I went to a Christian college and I had a lot of friends who graduated and got married like right away. And I would have the conversation, we were having the conversation of the one. I don't know if I believe in that concept anymore, but at the time that's the conversation I was having. So I'd be like, well, how do you know that he's the one? And the answer they would give me, which drove me insane, was like, you just know. You just know. I'm like, but how do you know you know? And I'm like, you just know. And so again, to Kai's point, it's like, it's when you don't have to think about compatibility anymore. It's when you don't have to, like, there's this intuitive thing inside of you that just understands and knows. And there's like, it's not just about what's on pen and paper and that you don't like pineapple and I do, or whatever the fuck. Like, but there's this inner knowing, and it's beyond paper. There's that spiritual energy force that we were talking about earlier. Like that totally goes in with.
I think it's an understanding, just like a general understanding, because to reference something that Brandon said, a little while ago, like the relationships that ended, I'm pretty sure that even though they might have ended, I don't think that was a compatibility issue, because especially if they're together for like 10, 15 years, there's no doubt that they were probably compatible, but they ended because the guy cheated, or if they ended because, for some other reason. Like, I don't know if that's very much like a compatibility issue. It's just a matter of, like, I think you talk about people changing, and like, that's not a bad thing. And like, I see your point there, but I feel like that aspect of it, like understanding that where that person came from and where they're going in life, I think that's all part of it. You know what I'm saying? I think that all isn't necessarily like mutually exclusive. You know what I'm saying?
So I feel like I don't feel attacked, but what I was saying, I'm agreeing with all of you. What I was trying to say was I don't think so. To Jess' point, what I'm saying is, because I don't think there's a one, you have to work on finding that compatibility. It's not that I'm looking for something that we're not compatible in. So for me, for example, like I'll typically go into a situation not looking for either, but gravitating toward what I am capable, like my compatibility with the person, right? And then the things that I'm not compatible with, because I have an understanding that those things are not serious for me, usually don't matter up until it's something that it's a serious deal, right? And to Kerr's point, that's kind of what I was saying. Like you find these compatibilities in all these different areas, right? So it's because all these areas are things that you deem important to both of you guys, you're going to find that those that connection with that person and is going to be enriched, and it becomes a little bit deeper, right?
Yes.
So I wasn't saying that compatibility is a problem or whatever the case may be. I was just saying we tend to, like, to what Jess was saying, we tend to kind of look at it how Kai was expressing as this grand thing, like you just capable with a person, but it's not that simple. You're compatible with aspects of this person, not just the person in itself.
I don't know where or when you felt like you were being attacked, but I wasn't countering your point.
It just
I
felt
think we
like
were just adding to it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, I agree. And I also think that, compatibility is also something, because I think we've all acknowledged the fact that people change and we are always changing. So the optimal situation is finding something that finding someone who has Finding someone who has the same intentions and direction, ambitions, goals as you, so that as you both change and grow, you're changing and growing together. And that scale, the balances, like we were talking before, Jess, are shifting in favor of the best case scenario for both of you, because we can either grow together or we can grow apart, right?
Right.
Same with
And
compatibility.
yes, and that's the point I was making. Like,
Yeah.
that can happen. Like, to what Constant, like, it doesn't
does.
necessarily, nothing bad has to happen, but
Right.
because people grow and change constantly and should be consistently, you can't grow apart. Like, I could be moving, like, my whole mindset about, for example, like, if I did grow up, and Jess is a perfect example from where she came from just what 5, 6, 7 years ago to where she is now. Like, 100% totally different person. And she was happened to be with someone that was like her 7 years ago. She probably wants to be with that person now. Like, and it had nothing to do with nothing bad happened, nobody cheating or anything like that. But people can literally become a 180 of themselves. Everything about their mindset completely changes, and that happens. So it does, and that's what I mean. But it's not a person. It's you're compatible with this person at the time of who they are right now, based on what they actually like and what you like, right? Or how you feel, how you think, your emotional capacity, right? If y'all on the same page with that, that creates compatibility. Yeah. But once there's a rift in that, then you got to have another conversation.
So then, what are your guys' thoughts on marriage? Because if we're talking about compatibility in the now, it might not be forever.
I can't wait to get married.
You can't wait to get married?
I can't wait to. Because I want to get married.
Why?
Because I want to get married. I want to get married. I want to say that I have a wife. I want to have a wife and children. I want to, be able to share my life financially, emotionally, physically with one person for the rest of my life. I cannot wait.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna answer, but I have some questions for a guy.
Okay.
First question. Are you religious?
I'm faithful.
You're faithful. So, second question. Where do you get the concept of the importance of marriage?
My brain.
No. No.
No?
Honestly,
nothing
I
of
love
what we
Kai's
think.
certainty.
Nothing of what we think, what we like, what we believe comes from ourselves. So no, you got it from society, but which form of society is where I'm trying to get at. Where do you get the importance and concept of marriage being something that you actually really
No. Okay. Sure. Am I given information by society like any other topic? Yes.
Yeah.
But I have a brain. I have a brain in which I'm able to take that information and then make opinions of my own. So it's not society telling me that this is what I want. This is.
That's not what I'm asking.
What are you asking?
I'm saying society gave you the idea.
Society gave me information.
The idea, same thing, same difference. I'm asking you, where do you get it from? Has it come about from the idea of society? You seen it in life, seeing it from TV, seeing it from people, seeing it from whatever, or you get it from a religious perspective?
All of the above.
So why is it important to you for marriage and not just a long-lasting relationship or a long-lasting commitment?
What do you define as the purpose of marriage by your standards?
Great. Yeah, there we go. Thank you, Kerr. Thank you, Kerr.
The purpose. I want to be able to legally say that I am with this person. I want to shout it to the rooftops, legally, financially, mentally, physically. This is the woman that I choose to spend my life with. I love this woman. I want to be with this woman. I want to share everything with this woman. I want to have children with this woman. I want to start a legacy with this woman. I want to continue my family line with this woman. I want to get married to this woman.
So outside of the legal aspect of it, can't you do all of those things without marriage?
Yes.
Right.
Yes, 100%. Yes, but I want to
So-
get married. I
That's
want,
it. Right. So we asking why though?
So
Why do
Kai
you want
wants the
legal
paper.
fees involved?
He wants it hard. He wants it concrete on paper.
sure,
want-
yes.
He said
Wait,
sure.
wait, okay. Am I in? Wait, okay. Now I feel now. You want to talk about you feeling attacked all the time, Brandon?
No, we're not
No,
attacking
no.
you, Kai.
Is
We're
this
not,
like some
attacking.
concept?
No,
Is
no,
marriage a foreign concept?
no. Okay, so I'm asking because I like to get to the bottom of why people feel the way that they feel.
But why do I
people
have
feel
to
that they feel.
explain that though? Because like I see the comments. Like I get it. Like don't get me wrong. If people can do it without actual paper, and that's on them. I totally get it. Me personally, I can't wait to get married. I get the concept that you can do it without all of the paperwork and the legal work and all of that. I get it. If people want to do that, that's fine. But me personally, I want to go and have a wedding day. I want to get married. I want to say that I'm married to that woman.
You want all the things.
I want all of that stuff. If that's something that was fed
Which
to
is
me by
fine.
society, then that's what, I mean, sure. It was fed to me by society and I accept it. I want to get married. I want to have children. I want to it's as simple as that. It's like, it's not some deep underlying thing. I wish I can sit here and give you some deep underlining meaning as to the inner workings of my brain and society as to why I accept marriage. No, I want to get married. I want to get married. It's that simple for me.
We're
Like-
not attacking you, Kai.
We're not attacking. I'm
We're
just
we're just trying to get a little bit more information than just
Yeah.
because. That's all.
Why
We appreciate-
Karen wants to know why I'm yelling. I'm sorry that I'm sorry for yelling.
He's passionate.
I am passionate. Like I just,
And that's fair. That's fair. I totally
Yeah.
appreciate the passion and your desire to just want to get married. I love it.
Right.
I think
Like it's
beautiful.
nothing wrong. If you want,
No,
if that's
not
what
at
you want
all.
to do, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with it at all. Yeah, again, for me, I just ask questions. I like to understand why people like to do things.
no, that makes sense. I mean, I
Yeah.
honestly, I wish I could see, because I see the comments coming through and I hear your question. I honestly wish that I could sit here and tell you some well thought out answer as to why I want to get married. But for me, I'm sure I can go to a psychologist and they can pick it out of my brain and at the end of the day I'll know why. But I just for me, I can't wait until I see my wife, my future wife, walking down the aisle. I cannot wait until I find somebody that I can get down on one knee and ask them to spend the rest of their life with me. I cannot wait for those days.
I understand that. So what's interesting?
I'm like a hopeless romantic in that way. I really am. I cannot wait for that. I will find my woman. I will treat her like a queen. I will put it down on paper and I will shout it from the rooftops that I am with this woman and I love her and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with her.
Love it.
Hi,
And
it's
you're
a
hopeful romantic. You're not hopeless.
Yeah.
Hopeful.
And a legitimate answer is because I want to. That is legitimate.
Taryn, I am not being defensive. Jesus.
Oh man. You know what? I feel like in another lifetime, you and Taryn would be really great friends that would just have the most amazing conversations.
I feel like I live on a different planet. I really do.
You might. What would your planet be called?
I thought Earth, but apparently not.
Oh.
I just want him to get out of the mindset of because I said it, because I thought it. But why? What does that matter? Why? Why do I have to get out of that mindset though?
It's not a matter of you having to. It's just a matter of maybe what if you can? What else is out there?
Sure. And what if I walk outside right now and do a cartwheel? It doesn't matter. I'd like
That
to
sounds fun.
it does sound fun. But why? But the world is full of endless possibilities. I can go outside and do whatever I want. I have that freedom. Sure, I can sit here and nitpick my thoughts and my feelings and my actions all day. But at the end of the day, we make a decision. We
Absolutely.
decide a path to go down. And this is not me hating on any of the comments that are coming through. I see that.
I think just part of the reason
I'm way
why
out
we're
on
even
Pluto,
here
apparently.
is to go beyond. It's
Right.
That's what makes these conversations so fun. That's how
Right.
we ended up talking about period sex right out the gate.
I feel like Jess, I feel like your audience hates me.
These are not
You know,
even my audience.
I was just about to
Yeah,
say
it is.
that. Sorry, Kai.
I'm kind of used to it now. Like apparently
I
I'm
mean,
just like the.
if it's any consolation, it's entirely out of love.
I don't think it is from Taryn.
It is Taryn. Taryn.
Well, let somebody else answer the question.
Pardon?
Kara, what do you think about marriage?
So,
or Brandon?
The audio keeps cutting out for me. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Brandon, go ahead.
okay. So I have the same sentiment as Kai, as in I want the feeling and connection with someone that makes me feel that way. Ideologically, though, I don't care about marriage in itself. I don't care about marriage in itself. Like, I don't have to be married, right? If I am with someone that I am willing to marry, I will, if that's what they actually want. Because for me, it doesn't make a difference either one, right? If I commit myself to this person and I've already committed in my mind, I am with this person through thick and thin to the end. It doesn't really matter, right? At that point. But it's not something that I am necessarily like pursuing. Like it's if I'm with a girl and she don't want to be married, cool. I have no problem with that. If I'm with a girl, she want to be married, it has to be someone that it got to be someone that I feel like I am willing to die for with no second thoughts, none at all. Like the day I see her, I will both die for her in protection and die for her out of love. I will kill myself to subject my life to her. That's the type of feeling I have to actually ask someone to be my wife.
Is that different than my feeling? Do you feel?
No, that's what I'm saying. I agree with your sentiment. Like I want to have that feeling, but it's not something that's like. What I'm saying is I have to have that feeling for marriage to even be a thought. Like I'm more so concerned about the relationship first before I even think about wanting to be married.
Brandon doesn't need the paper, is what he said.
I don't need the paper at all.
He's not like excited for it or gunning for the paper, but he wants essentially what the paper stands for without the paper.
That's fair, and I get that. I totally get that. Like I said, whenever somebody says I want like that kind of like we can do all of the marriage stuff without the marriage, like I totally get it, totally understand it. I just like for me, yeah.
Cool. Kara, what are your thoughts?
I agree. I'm with Brandon. I'm never been the person who, like, I've never been one of those women who always fantasized about my wedding growing up and all that good stuff. I want what the marriage symbolizes, and if I were to be with someone who wants to get married, I mean, I wouldn't object to it, but it's not a need for me. I want my hubby, but I don't need the paper. You know, it's the commitment for me. Yeah, Brandon already went into all the details about it. I want the commitment. I want the fairy tale. I want all the love and all that good stuff. But like, even if it were a situation where someone would to propose to me and wants me to be the legal wife on paper, I wouldn't have like a big wedding. I'd be like, let's go down to City Hall. If you really want to throw a party to celebrate with our friends, cool. But I think a wedding is more so for other people than it is for us, you know?
100%.
Yeah, like why do we
Definitely.
need to spend thousands of dollars to proclaim our love and sign the paper in front of a bunch of people and then pay for them to get drunk? Like, listen, I'm gonna have the DJ, y'all can bring your bottles and your potluck dinners, make sure someone's got some cheese and some pasta on deck, and I'm good.
This is something I've been thinking a lot about recently because I have been married. I was married for 3.5 years, and I did kind of the wedding that Kara is describing ish. I actually got married to the same person 3 times, technically. You can read more about that in my book if you want. It's called I Don't Hate My Ex-Husband. You can get it on Amazon. So it's really interesting because on one hand, the whole idea of marriage and like where it comes from and having to have this piece of paper and under God and blah, blah, blah. Like that whole thing is like, I don't have to be married in the sense of what marriage was taught to me. I was like, whatever. But the reality is I want to be married again. I want to have a wedding. I want to have a big ass fucking party and spend thousands of dollars. And that's for the first time in my life, I actually feel that way. Because for a long time, I'm like, it doesn't make sense. Spend our money elsewhere. But for me, I think that was a scarcity mentality. And if I'm living in abundance and want to have an abundant life always, why not celebrate the fuck out of a relationship I'm super excited about? And let's get wasted and dance and do all the things and party it up and wear fancy dresses and do all the things. Like I'm excited to have that kind of celebration. That's something that I would like to have again, but I don't have a why, just because I want to.
Do you need, like, could you get married and not have that big extravaganza? Like, if the person that you were marrying were like, I really, really want to marry you, I really want you to be my wife, but like, I'm not a big wedding kind of person. Is that a like?
I don't know.
Why do you want, not need? Why do you want that big extravaganza? What does that do for you?
I love celebrating. We started talking about Valentine's Day. I love celebrating and throwing a big ass party, like to celebrate the commitment that I'm making to somebody else. Like that feels amazing and super exciting to me. And the first time around, there was something super special about having that party and everyone there and having the wedding party. And like I did a special thing with my wedding party where I had gotten them each special gifts. Instead of getting them all the same gift, I got them each a special gift. And like we did this
Sweet.
cool thing where we shared lots of words with each other of affirmation before we went out and did the wedding thing. And even for the rehearsal dinner, there's my ex-husband and I washed the feet of each person in our wedding party. And we both come from a religious background, so there's like a lot of symbolism around that. But wanting to serve the people who have helped get us to where we are today, and hopefully them moving forward. They may or may not be there moving forward, but like a symbolism, like there's so much symbolism to weddings, and being able to celebrate all of that with my partner is like, I feel like that's really special.
I love that. That's beautiful. And like, for the record, I don't knock the ceremonies or anything like that. Yeah, like I think it's beautiful. Yeah, for sure. I'm the person that I will scroll through Instagram and oogle over all of the wedding posts and whatever. But I would be lying if I said that it's just never something that I've been able to picture for myself.
Yeah.
I like the symbolism in certain weddings, right? Like when you just said like washing people's feet, like I actually love that because I know what it represents. I know what it symbolizes.
Yeah.
I guess I wouldn't, hearing that, like I don't think I will mind a wedding if it is kind of it represents the symbolism of where I'm moving towards, right? And where I'm coming from.
Should.
Yeah, like it I think it's just a concept of just having a party that I don't really like, right? And to pay for people to just to view, or like I don't really like. It's something about all that I don't agree with. But I do like the idea of that moment and that ceremony representing something of new, right? And not just through vows, not just through jumping in broom, not just saying I do, but like action, like actions happening, right? Even the a certain theme of the ceremony, like that I do find that's a little attractive to me.
So yeah, if you had the ceremony without the reception?
Well, right, that's what I'm saying. I would probably do something like that, right? Because for me, it's always been a concept of the beauty of me and my partner moving on towards something great, right? I never
Right.
cared about a lot of people. And honestly, probably one of the reasons I never cared about a lot of people is because I'm not close to a lot of people. Like even in my family, like even if I had a wedding, to be honest with you, like I have a huge family. I'll probably invite, and hopefully nobody in my family watches this. Well, I actually hope they do, but I'll probably invite maybe like 4 people. Like, and that's including my parents, like being real with you, like, and my brother. So that's like what, 1 person left. So like, I'm not close to nobody in my family for real. So I never had the idea of my wedding being big anyway. So just having that ceremony with me and my person, and we doing something special that means a lot to both of us, the witnesses is not a big deal for me.
Gotcha.
The witnesses almost mean nothing for me.
So you could have a ceremony in your house without anybody.
100%. And I've had that concept with women before. It's like, well, why do we have to go and do all this stuff? Like, can we just do this, have something beautiful between us, and we just rock out like that, right? Like, I'm not at all opposed to doing something like that.
And that's the beautiful thing about creating whatever you want. So fuck tradition, fuck whatever people say we have to do, like create what you want. So that's what my ex and I did. Like we created our own very special thing. Like I said, our rehearsal dinner, we washed all the people's feet in our wedding party. We had those special gifts. Both of us did that with our wedding parties before the ceremony. We picked out very purposefully readings and song. Like we were very, very not strategic, but like intentional. That's the word, intentional about what we picked, because it was a lot of symbolism in creating what we wanted together. And it was such a beautiful experience to be able to do that. And the party, it wasn't just the ceremony, but the party had a lot of that kind of thing too. Like we didn't do the traditional, like the garter and the hokey pokey and all that other shit. Like we wanted people to have a good time. Like I really wanted to have just a potluck dinner, actually, where everyone brought their own food. But my in-laws thought that was tacky, so we didn't. But that's what I really wanted to do. Huh?
I said, tacky my ass. That sounds like a great idea. If y'all want to be apart, then be apart.
And let the record show, my view on weddings is different than my view on marriage, because I thought that's what we were talking about.
You're
We're
right.
talking about marriage and not weddings, because weddings I have a different view on. But yeah, weddings I don't need a big wedding. I don't. Like whatever my partner and I decide to go with, I'm okay with, whether it's big or small, destination or here at home. That doesn't matter to me. Yeah. So weddings are a little bit different as opposed to my view on marriage.
Gotcha.
Okay. So since we're kind of on this topic of marriage and everything, Kai, since you want to be married so badly, what?
That's not
I'm sorry. Can we stop picking on Kai, please?
Jackass.
The tuna feeling too spicy tonight. Yes, you can take this little back and forth.
What is your say if you meet the mate that you actually desire, right? That you want to marry. What is your time frame of actually marrying that person? Not the proposal, not being engaged, marriage.
I don't think it would be fair for me to put a number on that. Because I think it depends. Like my answer for one person would be different than my answer for another person. Like obviously, I'm 33, so I would rather get married sooner rather than later. But I can't sit here and be like, this person, I'm gonna get married to this person in a year, and if I'm not married, then nah. So I don't know if I could put a number on it. I don't think that would be fair to say.
You almost broke Brandon's neck just now. I don't know if anybody else saw that, but like Brandon said.
Because the idea of having like the time frame of marrying someone is different from somebody else, that just kind of like threw me off. So
that makes sense to me.
It doesn't to me. It doesn't make sense at all to me. Reason being is that understandably so, that I guess for me it's like, if you're going to marry somebody, right? I don't know if that changes too much. Like outside of you are, and I'm starting to not like this word at all. But outside of you, almost you're settling for good enough. Then you would marry someone, and it might take longer.
Hold up, wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, Brandon, but there's way too many things happening right now. I'm seeing. I don't think any of us are on the same page. I see Jess. I see Kai. Let's get some clarifications here.
Okay,
Right.
so Kai mentioned that he will have a different time frame depending on who he's dating or when he will get married. Right. I was asking kind of specifically, even in the ideal situation. My original question was, in the ideal situation, you meet the person you want to marry. What is your time frame in marrying them? As in, what is the earliest you would marry this person? That was my original question.
Okay.
From like
not what you
proposal
said.
to walking down the aisle?
That's exactly what I didn't explain it, but that's what I said. That's what I meant. I was asking them, you met your ideal person. I said that. You meet your ideal person. What is your time frame of marrying this person? What I meant was, how early will you marry this person? That's what I meant. But it's the same difference. What is your time frame of marrying the person? Would you marry that person in 6 months? Would you marry that person in a year?
It's the same answer.
Okay, hold on, pause.
Yeah.
So Jawad says, maybe this will help clarify. The time frame from engagement to marriage is one thing. The time frame when you commit to someone is different. What are we talking about?
Okay, pause.
You meet somebody.
Jess.
Let me.
Jess.
I know. I want to clarify my question because I feel like there's confusion. I'm asking something very specific.
Okay.
Right? Because we're going to start talking about stuff that I'm not saying, and
right.
I don't want those problems. I'm asking, and to Kai, as what you're saying is something different. It's not different. I'm sorry. One person is in the equation. I'm not talking about you. This person to this person to this person. You meet your one ideal person that you want to marry. How early will you marry that person? That's what I'm asking.
When we're ready.
So that's the thing, Brandon, because when I got married, the person I got married to, we both knew that we wanted to get married. I was ready much earlier than he was. That was part of the problem that went into the marriage, is he didn't say he wasn't ready. And so then we brought that into the marriage. And if we had waited a little longer, I don't know if things would be different. But that's why I think it depends on who that person is. It's not a matter of like, yes, it's your person, but every person is different and you have to put them into the equation. So saying like, okay, yes, ideally I would want to get married within this time frame, but it's really dependent on the other person and if we're both ready at the same time.
Okay.
You're welcome, Kai.
Thank you.
I feel you. I hear you. I don't know if I feel you. I hear you.
Fine.
So and the reason me saying that is because I once someone.
Are you asking for a number? Do you want me to say like a date? Do you want me to say in an ideal situation I would marry somebody within a year? Is that what you're looking for?
That's what I'm looking for. Yes. As in for you, is 6 months to a year too soon, generally, or 2 years plus is what you're looking for? You need to be with a person.
I mean, all of the above, because it depends on the other person. But like, if I was the only person calling the shots, and like, if I was the only person calling the shots, would I be against getting married like within a year? No, not at all.
And so you saying that kind of goes into what Jess just said, which is where I have issues with, because I feel like if you. It's a difference between wanting to be married, you have a desire to be married, versus you want to be married one day. There's a big difference, because if you want to be married, I don't think like beyond a year, and honestly, it'd be a lot sooner than that. Beyond a year, there should be no quarrels of getting married if you're with the person that you actually want to be with. Granted, that's the case.
What do you
mean? Like,
okay, so are we talking about like, let's say, Kai, how old are you right now?
33.
Okay, so Kai's 33. Kai decides that he wants to get married by 38 and he starts dating someone. If he decides that like within a year that he doesn't want to marry this person, then he's out. Is that what you're talking about?
No,
Jawad, okay, well, anyways.
no. I'm
Um,
saying that if you want to marry this person, I'm talking about desires to marry the said person,
uh-huh.
right? I
I
I
think
guess
I get what you're saying. Are you?
So,
I think your problem is that I think you're alluding to the fact that you think that I am in love with the idea of marriage as opposed to actually
it's
getting.
not just about you. This is across the board.
Well, you're putting me in that group.
right.
No, yeah, because you're in the group, but the question is
So,
across the board. I was asking you because you desire to marry. So the question is,
okay, hold on. I think we might need to, so Jawad's perspective, he said that you're asking a hypothetical question but requesting a concrete answer. I don't know if this is something
let
that
me
Kai can actually answer.
no, okay, let me bring it back.
All right.
If I am with a person that I actually want to be married to, 6 months to a year, for me, we're married. If I'm making a decision, we're married. Beyond, what I'm saying is, how much time do you, better question, this might be a better question to clear everything of what I'm trying to say. How much time do you need to feel like you want to marry said person?
Oh, so we're talking about proposing.
No, marriage.
Okay, but here's the thing. From you propose to someone, from you decide I want to marry you, there is X amount of time from proposal and acceptance to the actual wedding date, and any number of things can contribute to that. Like we can be like, you know what, we want to get married in 6 months, but then COVID. Now we have to get married in a year and a half because
Or
quarantine and like,
finances or
oh
wedding
yeah,
Okay,
like
you know,
granted, I give you that. Okay,
okay, here's another question. Wait, no, that might not be a relevant question.
okay,
Never
yes,
mind.
granted. Imagine you're in this
Actually,
situation.
ooh,
You're not planning no wedding. You can propose and go downtown and get married the next week, right? The point of contention from the relationship, how much time in general will you need to know, or take the marriage out the equation, right? How much time do you need to know before you actually want to propose to said person?
I can't put a number. There's no way I could put a number on that. It's not like
okay.
it's not in a hypothetical situation. I mean, it could be any number of things. I could know immediately, but not propose for a while. You know,
Why would you? Why would you not? Why would you not?
many reasons. Maybe I don't. Maybe I might feel that way, but the other person, like I may not
Sorry,
think that the other
it's
person
not COVID.
uh, feels
As
that way.
riveting as this is, guys, Brandon, I absolutely love you, but like, can we talk about something else? All right, happy that since we're talking about hypotheticals here. All right, you meet somebody, okay? Absolutely head over heels about this person. They're amazing. Compatibility is on point, blah, blah, whatever. But they have decided that they want to be celibate until the wedding. You stick it out or not?
I can't do it.
No?
I can't do it.
Brandon?
Depends.
Depends on
Yeah.
what.
Wait, did we already start?
You guys have started talking, you're dating, you're courting. This person is amazing. They
Did
check
we already have
all.
sex?
No, because they're celibate. No,
Because they're
they're holding
celibate.
out. Yeah, they're holding out. They're like, I'm not having sex until the wedding night. You marry me first before you get the cookies. Do you hold out?
Okay. It
All the
depends.
boxes are checked.
All the boxes are checked?
All the other boxes are
Except
checked.
for the sex box.
Except for the sex box. Do you
Yeah.
hold out?
If all the boxes are checked,
I've already done it.
Well, that's easy because it was your first time. That's very easy. If you already started, that's a very different situation. But if all the boxes are checked, then yes. Because I don't want to harp on it, back to my last point, 6 months, I would marry the person I actually want to be with. I can wait 6 months. Yes.
Interesting.
I can't do it. I'm hypersexual. Like I need it. I like it. It's just like I'm serious. Like I'm hypersexual. I can't physically do. I physically can't do that. I need to have sex.
I
Unless we work
agree.
out some sort of
You could do
deal.
anything if you really wanted to.
I mean, if you
don't
really
want
want
to.
to, but why would you want to? I mean, like, if I am in a relationship with somebody, like, I want it,
Mhm.
you know?
Me too.
I need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He said,
No, because what I'm about to say might cause some
Hyper
issues.
vanilla. She said I am
Hyper vanilla. What
Oh,
I might say
Yes,
might cause some
Jawad
issues.
said if the
But
sex box isn't checked, then there's a lot of boxes that clearly aren't checked. Facts.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I think I would be depending on my partner's past situations, and I'm typically not one to judge you do what you do, but depending on my partner's past situations, I might be less inclined to wait and deal. If other people
Okay.
have been getting in them guts, but I gotta wait to marry you, no, that's a problem.
Wait a minute.
That's a problem. That's a problem. That's a problem.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
Brandon said, "Getting them guts." Honestly, you guys are amazing. This is fantastic. Best Valentine's ever.
That's great. Oh yeah, it's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is.
Happy Valentine's to everybody who's joining us.
I hope everybody in this chat gets in the chat and on the screen gets some at some point in the next week. I'm putting that out there for everybody.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
We gotta put that. We need to put that out into the universe. Everybody here needs to
Manifestation.
I concur.
But with that said, I hope people understand that like that's not me knocking celibacy. Like if you want to be celibate, like that's perfectly fine. If you meet somebody that's okay with that, that's perfectly fine. I'm like, go do you. That's perfectly fine. I can't wait. Like that's a deal breaker for me if we can't have the intercourse with each other. And I'm saying that purposefully like that so I can be extra vanilla. I want to be extra vanilla from this point forward, just to piss off
You
Taryn.
start saying coitus.
Yes.
Coitus.
and then post coitus, make sure you have a glass of water and talk eagerly to each other.
Fruit snacks? Could that be a thing?
I can go fruit snacks. Yo, I'm in.
Brandon, focus. Pay attention to us.
My bad. I'm sorry. Pay attention to the audience.
That thing that I said about getting laid,
love.
I think he's trying to get that. He's trying to get it tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? He's like, listen, my friend Kai said I have a week. Oh
Yes.
my goodness.
Tosh is right. Vanilla is my favorite, so that's okay.
I'm a chocolate girl. Sorry. Toss some pralines and cream
ice
in
cream,
there.
right? I'm talking about ice cream. I'm talking about ice cream.
Sure.
I go skiing, right? But that doesn't mean that I don't have to go. I don't have to go skiing every time. Okay.
What?
I got you, Kai.
Wait a minute.
You understand me, Jess?
Yeah, but say it more directly, please.
Right.
Yeah, like-
I don't have to date white women.
Yeah, we hear
Oh,
you.
thank you. Because I'm like skiing. Do you want to build a snowman?
Yes.
I have dated multiple.
Jess. Yes.
I have dated multiple
Thank
races.
you.
Just like
I support. Go Kai.
equal opportunity employer.
I need a breath. I'm sorry. You guys are awesome. Okay. What just happened?
I don't know.
Either.
Taryn's like, I like what kind of cocaine he is talking about. Tash says, I like a little vanilla too, but not sex. Facts. Equal opportunity. You know what? Everybody, all 10 of y'all in here right now, you are the real MVPs.
By the way, let the record show Caitlin was in here. I don't know if she stayed.
What? Why didn't she?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
She might be. I don't know. She
Caitlin.
might be in here. Caitlin, if you're in here, wave your hand. But I'm
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Caitlin.
I did see her name pop up. She didn't write anything, but
Aw.
I don't know if she's still in here. Like she's like, Kai, we have some things to talk about.
Right? We need to talk. Kai, if you get in trouble, we're not responsible, okay?
No, I got in trouble
This
last
is your just.
I got in trouble last time.
Shit. Sorry.
That's true. I remember.
You remember that? Yeah. Yeah.
See, what happened
a text
was
message being like, were you talking about me? I was like, oh shit.
there may or may not have been mentioned indirectly. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yep.
Whew.
Okay. What? Wait, Brandon has remember his question?
No, somebody else asked a question earlier.
Oh, okay, cool.
For fuck's sakes, Brandon. Like, you have one job.
So somebody asked, like, how do y'all feel about friends of opposite sex while you're in a relationship?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
My roommate's a female. My best friend is a female, and neither of whom I have had, any sort of sexual contact with. So I think it's perfectly fine.
Oh,
I
cool.
think-
Well, we can
Wait.
move on to your question, Jess, because I ain't got no problem with it.
Well,
That was easy.
okay.
Hold on. We can talk about this.
We can talk.
Also,
I know
okay.
some people don't like that. So like
It's true.
Very true.
The woman
Very
that I dated last summer, not a fan. Not a fan of the fact that my best friend was female. And if she hears me talking about her, I hope she does. I don't care about this one. But like there's platonic friendships are real. That is a real thing that can happen.
Absolutely.
But in her brain, she was convinced that there's no such thing. And so when a male and a female are friends, there's always going to be some sort of sexual tension there. And like, to me, that's not true. She's like, well, that's how the male brain is wired. Like, that's how humans are wired. Like, it's just natural. I'm like, no, that's not a thing for me. Like, I'm able to have platonic friendships with the opposite sex, and it's perfectly fine. I'm able to have platonic friendships with the same sex. Like, it's the same thing. I don't view it as something sexual. It's not a male female thing. It's like, no, this is my friend.
Yeah, 100%. I've had the same thing with my most recent ex. Like, she had a problem with me and Jess' friendship. So it was. I've been in situations like that before, where certain people feel that way, and just talking to people, like, a lot of people have problems with that. Both men and women have issues with that for various reasons. I feel like a lot of those issues come from like just their own personal trust issues to some degree, for at least some of them, for a lot of people. But
well, that what you brought up is actually something. I mean, there's the other end to it is, and I saw this on TikTok. Somebody posted this up saying, like, it's one thing to have a platonic friendship with like somebody that you've never had romantic feelings for, but is it like, should a person be upset if you're still friends with, like, say, your ex or somebody that I think the TikTok said you should not be friends with somebody that liked you or you liked them or that you had any sort of romantic interactions with at all. And I think I don't think that's true.
Me neither.
I don't think that's fair. I'm friends with a couple of my exes. We're perfectly fine. It's like that shit passed, and it's like, it's not a big deal.
Yes,
well,
I agree.
And there's like, you can have sexual tension with people and still find somebody attractive and still not act on it if that's what you decided.
Yes.
Like, okay, let's be 100% real. I still find Brandon very attractive. That's probably never going to change. That doesn't mean we're going to act on it, especially if he's in a relationship. Like, no, unless he's in a fucking open relationship and he wants to do that, that's one thing, and that's a whole other conversation. But like, you can still find somebody attractive, just like you're going to find other people attractive, even if they're not your friends. So it's like,
exactly.
Yes. And I could say the same for Madame Kerr over there. I have always found Madame Kerr attractive. And dare I say, if we lived on the same country, that we probably would have given it a shot.
It's true.
Most likely, right?
Shots would have been shot.
Without a shadow of a doubt, right? But at the end of the day, like, if either her or I are taken, I can still go to Canada. Ugh. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoa,
I'm
whoa,
kidding.
whoa,
I'm
whoa.
kidding.
Let's pump the brakes before you listen.
I
You
did
know
that.
what?
I did
Oh,
that
Kai, let me
Shots
save
were
you
fired.
some trouble right now because
Shock
you got
value.
Canadians in the chat.
I
You
know.
got
I did
Canadians
that
in
for
the chat.
shock
Take
value.
time.
I did. Listen, I'm from the United States of America. We have issues down here. Okay.
Y'all
But
need us more than we need you right now. Okay. All right.
um,
Carry
but
on.
like, but like, let's if the day that her and I meet, like, it's not just going to be like, oh, sex fest. Like, no, like we're
No.
gonna
We're
be
friends.
like, yeah, like, and it's
Exactly.
perfectly
Whoa,
When-
Jess was like,
I was just thinking when the borders and shit open up, like it'd be really fun to do this in person.
Yes.
absolutely. Side note, someone was like, we need a Love Travelers Roundtable weekly.
Oh my
It is
gosh.
monthly.
And quite frankly, I think that we are highly entertaining people. So I think more than once every like 6 months with this group right here.
I
It's
think
necessary.
if we did this weekly, Brandon would come through the screen and punch me in the face.
You are misreading Brandon completely.
Yeah.
That is not how Brandon be at all.
Oh my gosh. So Taryn is volunteering herself to join the panel, and I 100% support this. For those of you who don't know, my bestie, she is a sexologist, and she is also the co-owner of 2 erotic spas here in Toronto, 2 of the top premium erotic spas. Some great conversations to be had.
Should I invite Taryn on my podcast?
Yes, you absolutely can and should.
Tell me when that happens. I want to listen.
Right? Actually, I'm just saying yes for her. So Taryn, look out for the confirmation email. Okay.
Next week. Wait, next weekend, Taryn. Taryn, you, me, vibe with Kai.
Okay, but Kai,
podcast. Let's
okay, listen. In order for you to have her on your podcast, you have to
Said
say
yes.
her name properly. It's not Taryn, it's Taryn. Ta.
Taryn. Sorry.
Taryn.
I'm from Philly, so don't mind me.
No excuses. Taryn.
Taryn. I
Get,
apologize.
yeah, get bougie with it. Taryn.
Taryn. Next weekend, Miss Kerr, give us the connection details, and we're gonna break the internet.
I'll make it happen. So to sum up this topic that we're talking on right now, yes, you can have platonic friends of the opposite sex, whether or not there was any kind of sexual attractions.
Does it matter how close they are?
No, you know what? Here's the thing. Friends respect boundaries.
Yes.
If there is a lack of respect for boundaries, they are not your friend. Period.
There we go. Yep.
Full stop. So if you can't trust that, for example, me, if I can't trust that my male friend can respect the boundaries of my relationship and that I can't speak to him in a certain way, he's not my friend. And if my boyfriend, partner can't respect that I have a certain relationship, like, you know what, I joke around with my friend, then like, guys, what are we doing? There has to be an understanding and communication, clear communication, transparent, candid communication of the dynamic of relationships so that everybody can be okay and copacetic with how things are running.
Gotcha.
Fun
I
fact,
agree.
hold on.
I agree
Trinity
for
Irish
sure.
folk. Oh, Taryn. Sorry. I'm trying to read comments at the same time.
Yeah, I barely look at them because I'm like so much.
I know, right? There's so much happening.
I love it. It's amazing. It's so good. So, okay. I think I have one last question before we wrap up, unless somebody else thought of a question.
Unless Brandon remembered his question, you mean?
Oh,
Yeah, I'm calling you
sorry.
out.
I know.
Only
I wish I really did. It was a whole conversation. Like, honestly, we could have spent down there the whole show on what I could have talked about. I didn't know how to form it in a question in a way
No,
that
Brandon,
was.
that's not helpful right now. I'm sorry.
I know.
It's like, you would have been fine if you just didn't say anything, but you were like, "Ooh, I have a question," and I were like,
I know. Maybe next time. Well, next time we had a conversation. I got you.
for the next round table.
I got you.
That was weird. Sorry.
Well, the next round table will be with a different group of people. But
Well,
we
just
will
got
come
fired.
together again. What'd you say, Kai?
We just got fired. That's what happened.
I know, right?
I'm not fired. This is
Oh my
I
god.
love this group so much. That's why you were invited back. That's an honor.
Hilarious.
We
You know
get-
what? Maybe just so that we can get a little bit more us time, we can do a separate conversation for my podcast.
Ooh, there we go. That sounds like a blast.
Okay. Well,
it sounds like we're just doing a podcast exchange at this point.
I know, right?
Like,
Who's
I'm
next?
okay with this.
Who's next? Go, go.
All right, so Miss Kerr is
Okay,
next,
anyways.
and then after that, we'll have this group on my podcast.
There you
And
go.
we'll just keep rotating. That's
We got
what
all the plans. Okay,
Oh.
Jess, sorry. We keep interrupting you.
I love this so much because it's like the most random way how I met Kai and Kerr anyways. Like
Mhm.
the fact that this group got together is just fucking just the universe bringing us all together.
Yeah, and what's funny is that like because you knew myself and Kerr separately, and then
Yes.
you asked me to do it, and I had no idea that Kerr was even a part of it. I don't think she knew that I was a part of it either. But I knew
No.
Kerr from
I knew that
other
you
stuff.
guys knew each other. I
Oh,
didn't.
okay.
Right.
Because
Okay.
the reason I know Kerr is because of you.
Same.
Oh,
I think, Jess, you jumped into one of my lives because I was on with Kai or something like
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Ooh, well,
It was the
you're
same
welcome.
day that I met Kai, actually.
Yes,
I
and
met
then
you both on the same day.
yes, that's right. And then I invited you on my podcast like the next day.
It was the very next day. It was amazing.
I was like, come on
The
my
cat
show.
came back the very next day. The cat and sorry.
Yep. Awesome. Okay. What is the weirdest pet peeve that you have?
In relationships,
And it's probably going to be pertinent to relationships, but it doesn't have to be.
I have one. I don't have many, but this is, I guess, is weird. I don't like when people sleep long.
Wait, what?
Sleep for like, I don't like when people sleep like past like 9 o'clock. Like it really bothers me. Like I want to wake you, like throw a bucket of water on you, like wake the hell up.
That's
Yeah, it really bothers me.
aggressive.
For real.
First of all, the bottle of the bucket of water. My parents used to do that to me when I was a kid. They had a watering can, and when I didn't wake up when that alarm went off, cold water. They were like, "Get up, fuck your sheets."
Damn.
Right.
Why?
I
Because
think
he's
it's
up at like 4:30.
I don't
I'm
go
up.
to bed until 4:30.
I'm up very, even if I go to bed at 4:30 in the morning, I'm still waking up no later than 8. Like I'm just up, and it's a couple of different reasons. One is because I tend to equate that with laziness. Two, I tend to the mindset of like I'm lonely, to be real with you. Like I'm the only one up, so I do get things done, but because I'm up so early, I can get things done in a couple hours, and it's still only 8:30. By 9 o'clock, wake your ass up. Like just get up. Like it's just something that just bothers me. It always have. It always have. But yeah, that's one of my pet peeves.
Okay, interesting. I actually don't know. I don't have a lot of pet peeves. Like I think I'm a pretty chill, easygoing, like patient
Nothing
person.
bothers you or grinds your nerves.
That let me go last. I really like. I've been thinking of.
I'm the one that asked the question. I'm like trying to think of the answer.
Here,
Right?
I have one. It's not really a pet peeve, but it's just some like I think those of you that know me already know the answer to know this very well of me. I can't stand peanut butter. So like whenever somebody eats it around me, I like physically become like sick to my stomach. So like
Whoa.
I don't like the look, the taste, the smell, the texture, none of that. So a pet peeve of mine is when people purposefully, like knowingly, have peanut butter, knowing full well that it bothers me. My coworker, one of my old coworkers, who I didn't get along with, did it to me on purpose. Every morning, she would have waffles with peanut butter on it, and she sat in the desk right next to mine. And so every morning, I had to get up and leave, and she would do it purposely every morning. And I was like, ah. So, yeah. Ugh.
Quick question: Does that apply to like all butters, like apple butter, sunflower
All
butter?
of it, yeah.
Okay.
Anything along, I can't do it. It's like to a point that I think it's also becoming like a phobia of mine. Like I can't.
It sounds like a
I
phobia.
can't. It frightens me. Is there a peanut butter phobia name? Is there like? If only there were a
I was
device.
gonna look it up. Just hold on a second. But do you like peanuts? Like, do you like nuts? Okay.
No, I'm straight.
There is. Okay, it's, let me see if I can pronounce this properly. Arachibutyrophobia. Arachibutyrophobia.
It's a thing.
That's a fear of peanut butter.
Fear of peanut butter, yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that was
Coming from the Greek words araki or arachi for ground nut. I'm a child. and butter for butter and phobia for fear. I can't get past ground nut.
I can't stand it, and it was at a point that like I would like, so I know somebody asked if I'm allergic to peanuts. I'm not allergic, but I used to tell people I was, because I hated when people asked why, because that's what everybody would say. They'd be like, I'm like, I don't like peanut butter. Why? Because I don't like it. I just don't like it.
I feel like Kai's blanket statement for when people ask why is because, like, you would be that parent that because I said so.
No. Throwing the yellow flag.
Right,
That is not a
so.
blanket statement.
All right.
You know what, Kerr?
I'm just teasing you, Kai.
I feel the same way though. I feel the same way.
Anyways, Kai, I'm just teasing.
But I love the juxtaposition, because he also wanted to so badly understand why separation of orgasm and ejaculation.
Absolutely.
I don't see the point.
I would think
no matter how many podcasts we do, it's always going to circle around to the fact that I want to bust it when it's time to bust. Like that. Like,
bust it. Ooh, wow.
No.
I'm just throwing things all
You're
over
busting
the place.
shit over there.
I'm busting shit as it is.
Wait, what are your pet peeves, Jess?
Yeah.
Oh man, it's interesting because I've changed so much. Like Brandon was talking about, I've changed so much as a person, and I've had over 30 roommates, so there's a lot of things that like bother me less, but like my tolerance level has gone up a lot. But one thing that still does drive me crazy is like when the scissors don't get returned to where they belong. Like, I use scissors for everything.
Wait, scissors particularly, or just like
scissors? Scissors particularly. But I never understood why my mom would get pissed off about this, because she did too. Like, but I use scissors for everything. So when I was married to a person who left things everywhere and never put anything away, I just ended up buying like we had like 6 pairs of scissors in the house, so that I always knew at least where one was. And we lived in a tiny apartment. Like, I still just bought, that was my solution to the problem. Like, we're just going to have scissors everywhere, and I'm going to hide one of them from you so you don't even know where they are. But that is one of my, like, if I cannot find the scissors, because I use them for damn near everything, it just bothers the fuck out of me.
I support that. Scissors are important.
Yeah,
I get pretty annoyed when I can't find my scissors too.
100%.
I think I have like
not so much the scissors. Can't remember the last time I used scissors, but generally when people move my stuff, bothers the shit. I don't mind people using it, but when people move it and I can't find it, it boils my blood.
Put it back where you found it.
That's
simple. Like, close the door if it was closed when you entered the room. You know? I think if I had to pick anything, like if I had to pick something as a pet peeve, it would be people who aren't willing to explain themselves, like, because I like information, I like to learn stuff, or people who aren't willing to try new things. Just try it once. Like, you can't really say that you don't like it or that you don't agree or whatever if you're not just willing to explore. I like people who explore shit.
I feel you to a degree. I
To
feel
a
you
degree.
too.
What degree is that?
I'm not putting a penis in my butt. But
Why not? That would be so good for you. You might
no,
like it. You would probably like it.
I'm not willing to take that chance.
Why not?
Okay.
One finger
Because
doesn't
I'm
have to
not
be three.
Brandon, I am with
Listen,
you 100%.
not
You're
doing it.
Don't ignore my
Period.
nails, guys. I need to do my
Not doing
nails.
it.
Anyways. But
Very
why?
adventurous.
Why? Okay, hold on. No. We
Don't
had
ask
this
why.
conversation
Don't
with
ask
Kai.
why. Don't,
I'm asking why. Don't tell me what to do.
because that.
Brandon. Brandon, why? Why will you not try it?
Okay.
Safe
Now,
space. No
It's not
judgment.
the full answer. It's a lot of reasons, but I would give you one concrete reason why.
Give me 3. I'll take them.
A friend of mine one day, we just hanging out, and I think he was drunk, but he randomly just told me he actually liked putting a finger in his butt, right? Like he like when this girl does it, it makes the orgasm great.
A lot of
And
guys
he
do.
said
That's where your spot is.
I know, and a prostate, I know. And he told me about it, like doing it on his. He used to do it on his own when he shower and stuff. I tried it.
Oh,
Okay.
so you tried it.
I tried
Wait,
it.
let him finish.
I tried it myself.
It's great.
So say this is my hole, right? Or maybe you can't really see it. Say this is my hole.
Oh, we're getting demonstrations. Okay.
This is about how far I got. Bam.
You didn't try.
I know it hurts.
Did you
I'm
use
cool.
lube?
Listen. I had water, so whatever. I don't
Brandon.
care.
Brandon.
Listen, my butthole is tight, and it's supposed to be
Brandon.
until something comes out, not goes in.
Brandon.
That's not what it's meant for.
Brandon.
Oh, I love you.
Brandon, are you listening?
I'm listening.
Brandon, I love you. Okay. I'm gonna need you to try again. Or find someone you trust to try it for you. Okay? Have some petroleum jelly, some Vaseline.
Don't do this. This poor man.
No, Kai, not poor man. I'm doing Brandon a favor right now. Taryn will tell you. I know she's waiting in the chat. I'm not even looking at the comments right now. Brandon, do you trust me?
I do. And real quick to Taryn, it's not homophobia. I have no problem with gay people at all. Actually, not at all. Not homophobic. I just don't want a dick in my butt. Like I don't know why that's a problem.
Wait a minute. We're talking about fingers. We ain't even gonna go there. Okay?
No, I know, but I mean, like.
Let me tell you.
Okay,
Let me tell you. Understanding that is where your spot is located.
Yes.
Just like we were talking to Kai about, the multiple orgasm thing without ejaculating and exploring that notion.
Mm-hmm.
Now we talking to you about exploring the notion of exploring your A spot.
No.
Because of it. Wait. If you're going to try, and you're going to try properly to be able to say that I tried, because quite frankly, I can't allow you to say that you tried because you didn't try properly. Kai, take your mask off.
No, this conversation is too dirty. I need to.
If you're gonna try properly. Try safely. Get some lube, or get somebody who maybe has experience doing that, or will be gentle. Gentle is good.
I was saying to your point. Yeah, I was saying to your point. Like, I'm to your point. I could potentially, because I am aware that that's where my spot is at. I'm perfectly aware of that, and sometimes it just needs to be checked. So I could be convinced to try, like a woman to try it.
I don't like the convincing thing, because there is con in vincing. There's no convincing. It's simply being open to trying and actually trying. But like, you can't try and be like, huh! You gotta be open.
No. If I do try, I will. If I do try, I will be totally.
Can you promise me that if you try, you will set yourself up for success? Because like, it doesn't sound like you set yourself up for success, and I believe in you.
For sure. But that's a different thing though. Like what I said was, I'm not putting a penis in my butt.
No,
The,
please
the
don't.
finger from a woman, that's totally different.
Nobody wants that.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I just want
Like,
like
that's
keep
what
it
I'm saying.
pinky.
Like, I'm not. Yeah, like I might be willing to try it. I still have to. I have to come back a little bit. I
Okay.
can admit that I'm open to a lot of things. I have to come back a little bit.
I
But
believe you. I support
might,
you, Brandon.
yeah, I might be.
I
open
want that pleasure for you.
I want it for myself.
I believe so.
I want it for myself.
So, will you give it another try?
Maybe. I think a girl will have to do it. A woman will have to do it. I
Probably.
Can't do it.
Probably.
I can't do it myself.
Tell her to start with a little scrotum massage. That might ease you into it a little better.
Okay. Kai, how many masks do you have on at this point?
Right.
Oh my God, I didn't even realize he put on more.
Not enough.
Kai. Oh, Kai. Oh. Kai, where's Caitlin? Caitlin, are you in the chat? Caitlin, are you taking notes? Can you take notes for Kai, please? He's distracted.
Oh man, that was quite the conversation. I had to make sure I.
Oh, sorry, the perineum. Thank you, Taryn. Thank you. I'm not a sexologist, okay? I just know that there's a spot between the balls and the butthole that's supposed to feel really good when you massage it.
Scientific term is taint.
I mean, I feel like there's multiple terms at this point because I said scrotum, Taryn said perineum, you said taint.
Okay, perineum and scrotum are different, Kerr.
Yeah,
if you want to call it Bob, call it Bob. Just give it a little tickle.
I don't know how. Oh man.
I love you guys so much. Thank you for letting me be me. That's all I can say.
Oh, and that is the purpose of this space. People just get to be themselves, even if you have to wear 7 masks to hear the conversation.
No sid.
Oh.
Kai, we'll ship you earmuffs for next session. Okay?
I might need it. Listen, if not having anything on my butt is considered vanilla, consider me vanilla, baby, and I'm proud of it.
Vanilla Ash.
Right?
Consider me snowfall, baby. Oh man.
Hold on.
Well,
Taryn says because I taint the balls and I taint the asshole.
Oh boy.
I love my friends so much. Are you okay, Kai? Are you all right?
I am in feels. I don't know how to feel about anything that happened in the last 15 minutes.
It wasn't 15. It was like 2.
Oh,
well, this. Like... You know what? We're not even going to go back to what we were talking about before because it just explains so much.
Listen.
What do you need, Kai?
I don't have any words anymore. I might have hit my limit. Thank God y'all didn't ask me because I would have given that blanket answer and been proud of it. I'm like, listen, it's not happening.
Oh my God.
Well, Kerr, what is your hell no, I'm not trying?
I don't have a hell no, I'm not trying yet.
Hey.
If ever there was a sound bite that should be kept for all days, that was it.
Between you and Kyle so far, but I might need to throw my hat in the ring. What's going on here? Have a little fun.
Kai's taken now.
You know this?
Oh my God.
I don't believe in limiting myself or my pleasure to things that I haven't experienced yet. So let me try all the things.
I can
to be able to say no.
I can attest to that because and Karen knows this. One of the very first conversations we ever had was in regards to this very topic, if I'm not mistaken. And
yes,
it was
absolutely.
What time was it? It was like 4 a.m.
It was late because we don't sleep.
We don't sleep.
It was normal hours for us, but
one of the very first conversations that we've ever had. That's how I knew that we clicked. I'm like, okay, all right, we're friends. We're good now.
Ooh, Tosh says men who have hard limits want women without them.
That's a
Interesting.
blanket statement there. That is
Yeah, it
that's
is.
not fair. That is not fair to say.
Or is it not?
That's not because I have hard limits, but that like I will never. I don't kink
But
shame.
are your hard limits as a result of experience, or are they just limits?
I think it's a little bit of both.
Interesting.
For
Yeah.
example, I've kissed a man before. It did nothing
Good
for
for
me.
you.
It did
Okay.
nothing for me. But I'm able to find men attractive. I just like I can't do
True.
anything more than that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's and I can easily say that I am not gay because it's just not a thing. I've tried it. It didn't work.
Well,
You know
that's
what I'm
fair
saying?
because you tried.
I did
Yeah.
try. Yeah.
I don't know if I agree with that either. Like I have hard limits too. I don't like pain. Like from my experience, like depending on the, like I almost got my nipple bit off, and she almost got punched in the forehead. Like I, like no.
Like,
So
sorry,
you
I just
feel like
the mental picture that I had just now. That's great, especially because Brandon has them guns. I can imagine that was rather aggressive.
Yeah, so it was that I didn't like that experience. So certain pain is a hard limit, but I know women who like I want my flesh to bleed. So
Yes, I've been with somebody that likes that. They wanted to like I'm legit like they wanted to like be hurt, like injured. And I was
Yeah.
like, I can't do that to you, my friend. I'm
To
Yeah.
each
sorry.
their own.
I
I
can't.
like a little,
Like,
a
and that's
little.
like, I will never ever kink shame ever. I'll never
Right.
ever
Yeah.
ever.
What you like, that's no
Mhm.
problem with that.
Hmm. Like there are some things that I'll do for a woman that like I don't necessarily get any joy out of, but I know that she does. So like,
Yep.
I'll do it. Sure, why not? You
Yep.
know. And I'm sure that there's people that have done the same for me. Like I'm sure there's things that I love that she probably didn't get much out of, but she did it because she knew that I enjoyed it.
Hey, okay, Taryn. You're the tyrant? Tyrant. Get your name right. I see you in this chat.
Listen, if there's anything that I can say like concretely within life, I have the best friends. The best.
I might need to move to Canada there.
Yeah, keep drinking, Brandon, because
You see how fast
Might
I
make a visit.
I got kicked to the curb just now? You see that? That's
oh
funny.
my god.
No,
Kerr,
we don't need more information. I'm reading these comments. No, we do not.
Yes, Jess.
speaking of wanting to heighten your pleasure, have you read the book called Pussy, A Reclamation?
No, what's that? Sounds juicy.
It is. Mama Gina has this like school for women and teaches them all about pleasure, and her book will change your life.
Can you send me the link?
Yes. I will send you the link. And actually, for any men who are listening, you will learn a lot about women if you choose to read that book also.
You know what? Send it to Brandon and Kai too. You're welcome, fellas, in advance. Look at Kai's face. Caitlin will thank us.
Keeping my mouth shut. I'm not saying nothing no more.
Oh man.
Oh,
Guys.
wow. Beautiful.
Well, that was fun.
Yes.
I think
it was very
I think we've done a lot tonight.
We have done a lot tonight.
Mm-hmm.
We've done a lot tonight.
Yeah. That was 2.5 hours.
I know.
Yeah.
If you have missed the beginning and you're still with us, at some point during all of this, we shared our introductions and who we are and what we do. And so if you're interested, please feel free to reach out to any of us. Or if you're not sure who does what, reach out to one of us and we'll point you to the right direction, get you connected, because there are, regardless of our, what is happening?
The comments.
Oh, I'm not seeing the comments.
Poor Kai.
Regardless of our conversations, all of us humans have some pretty epic things that we're doing in the world. And it's beautiful that we can come together and have these lighthearted, beautiful, not even just lighthearted, they're deep, beautiful conversations about real things in life.
Yes.
So we would love to connect with you all. If there's something that you have a question about, I do have this roundtable once a month. It does rotate who's on it. So if you're interested on being on it, or you have questions, or you want something that we're going to discuss, tell it like a topic you would like to see discussed, let me know. And like you just heard, we're going to be taking this show on the road to different podcasts. So make sure to follow us around.
Yes. So, are we doing like closing statements?
If you want to. I was just closing.
I know I wrote like
Happy Valentine's
Right.
Day. I love you.
I'm out.
Thanks for being here.
Right. So guys, you can find me on all social platforms at The Real Miss Kerr. That's KERR. I do have a podcast. It's the MK Soul Podcast. You can find it at www.mksoul143.com. I just released a new episode today. And yeah, super happy to be here, and look out for this group of the roundtable in a future episode.
Yes, ma'am. I guess my Instagram, that's like the main one I check, is Warrior Way Fitness _ Warrior Way Fitness. You can come follow me there. I'll be uploading some new content pretty soon on some stuff. Other than that, y'all hear my name pretty soon.
And I'm Kai.
The vibe with Kai, right?
And I'm Kai. You can follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at The Vibe with Kai. You can also visit my website, thevibewithkai.com. You can also listen to my podcast, Kairos Has Friends, which apparently I'm going to have Taran on
And Brandon.
next week. We're going to set a time and we're going to battle. We're going to battle, her and I. We're going to go into battle. That should be a lot of fun.
Vanilla vibe with Kai.
Oh my
Wow.
God.
He's gonna come in firing, and I'm gonna be ready for her.
Woo.
I'm gonna be ready. Like
It's
sometimes
time.
you just gotta let people think they have the advantage, just for their.
Oh,
own ego.
Kai, let me just, Kai. I don't know if you're ready for that one.
Aaron seemed like
Sometimes you just gotta let people think that
for you.
they're ahead. You know what I'm saying, and then it helps them sleep at night.
I'm gonna let y'all handle that
Yeah,
together.
we'll let
I
them
don't want no part of it.
At Coaching with Jess on Instagram and TikTok, and you're already here on my Facebook page. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. You have a beautiful night.
Good night.
Good night.